From uptown to St. Pat's, indulge our vice, Italian ice, then walk through Central Park. It's summer in New York. At last, love, we'll order 2 espressos at a jazz club, where someone we know is gigging in New York. There's more to do tomorrow to get lost inside the Strand, devote some time to Guggenheim,
Good morning, Sanbonani, Dumelang, Goeie More, Abshin.
Ditumediso di se di entswe ka maleme a fapafapaneng.
My name is Beki Hadebe, a member of parliament.
Lebitso la ka ke Beki Hatebe ke setho sa palamente.
I'm going to be your acting chairperson for this hearing.
Ke tla ba modulasetulo wa lona wa nakwana diphehisong tsena tsa kajeno.
Time is 10 o'clock. Our hearing's supposed to start at 10.
Nako ke 10 o'clock. Mosebetsi wa rona o no lokela ho qala ka 10.
But we've been asked to delay a little bit because there are a couple of taxis that are still coming with a lot of members of the public. So we've been requested to delay our starting time with 15 to 20 minutes.
Re kopile ho diehisa ho qala mosebetsi ka lebaka la hore ho santsane ho le teng dikoloi tse mmalwanyana tse santsane di salletse morao kapo di tla le setjhaba ka kakaretso.
So I thought I should inform you so that you don't wonder what's happening. I apologize on your behalf for keeping us waiting. Thank you.
Ke bone ho le bohlokwa hore ke le hlalosetse hore ho etsahalang mme ke kopa tshwarelo ka tiehiso eo. Ke a leboha.
So DJ, you can entertain us with your music. Ngiphinde nginibingelele futhi kwabafikayo igama.
Greetings again.
Okay. Let's start from the top. Igama ngubheki Hadebe,
My name is Peggy Hadebe.
sisuka eParliament lase South Africa.
We are from the Parliament of the Republic of South Africa.
We are an ad hoc committee on the General Intelligent Laws Amendment Bill.
Thina ke siyikomiti lesikhashana elibhekele ukuchitshiyelwa komthetho wezobunhloli.
We are here to conduct public hearing on the General Intelligence Laws Amendment Bill.
Okwethu ke la ukuzuzwa uvo lwenu mayelana ke nokuchitshiyelwa kwalomthetho wezobunhloli.
Ngaphambi kokuba siqale ngizocela ukuthi sonke siphakame sicule i-national anthem.
Before we start, I would request that we all stand up and sing the national anthem.
Thank you. We may be seated.
Ngiyabonga ningahlala phansi.
Before we can start, let me first tender the apology of our chairperson.
Ngaphambi kokuba siqale, angeke ngidlulise ke ukuxolisa ukasihlalo wethu.
The reason I'm the acting chair, it's because he had an exceptional circumstances that he had to attend to. So he has tendered his apology. I'll be presiding over this meeting.
Manje ke isizathu esibangela ukuthi mina ngibe usihlalo bambile kungenxa yokuthi ke kube nesimo esiphuthumayo esibucayi usihlalo kube kufanele ke aye kuso. Ingakho ke mina kuzoba yimi ke ozoba umholi walenqola.
Under normal circumstances, whenever we arrive in an area, we are expected to be welcomed by the leadership. Unfortunately, I've been informed that the mayor won't be able to be joining us today.
Kuvamile ke ukuthi uma sifika endaweni samukelwe ke ubuholi baleyo ndawo. Kodwa ke ngeshwa usodolopha wakulendawo namhla akekho la ukuzosamukela.
In essence, we are on our own, but feel free. Let me take this opportunity on behalf of the leadership to welcome you all.
Kahle kahle ke thina silanje sumhlambi ozalusayo ake ngithathekele thuba manje ukuthi nginamukele.
On my right, we have parliament staff that will be responsible for minute taking and recording all the inputs, commendations, public. So everything you say and do, please be rest assured that it will be recorded and minuted as such. So if you see us in front not taking notes, be rest assured our capable staff on my right are taking notes.
Ngakwesokudla ke sami kunabasebenzi baseParliament abazokwenza isiqiniseko sokuthi konke nikushoyo kubhalwa phansi futhi kuyaqoshwa. Ningamangali ke uma nikhuluma nathi la etafuleni sibona singabhali lutho bese nithi cha labantu noma sibatshelani noma lamalunga eParliament noma siwatshelana asiwabona bhala phansi kukhona ke abantu abanekhono lokwenza lo msebenzi abahleli ngale ngakwesokudla.
On my left, we have interpreters. So members of the community, when engaging with us, feel free to use any language of your choice. We are having interpreters in the house.
Ngakwesokunxele sami sinabotoliki bethu baseParliament manje ke nina njengomphakathi niyacelwa ukuthi uma ngabe umuntu afuna ukukhuluma akakhulume nje akhululeke asebenzise ulwimi alithandayo bakhona labo ke abazomtolikela uma ngabe akhuluma ulimi lakhe alincela umuntu.
Allow me, all protocol observe. I can see that we might be having induna okanye amakhosi and chiefs. We welcome everyone without excluding anyone. Please allow me to say all protocol observe and everyone is welcome.
Ngenhlonipho ke enkulu ngivumeleni ukuthi ngamukele ubuholi bendabuko obukhona la phakathi kwethu nakubo ke ngishaya indeshini induna zamakhosi siyazibona ziphakathi kwethu sithi sandla sidlula ikhanda nani namukelekile la kulendlu.
Let me take this opportunity to allow my colleagues to introduce themselves. As I've already stated, we are an ad hoc committee on GLEP, which is the brief definition of General Intelligence Laws Amendment Bill. I will start on my left.
Ake ngithathekele thuba ngithule abalingani bami engihamba nabo kulo le committee lesikhashana le GLEP ngizoqala ke ngasesandleni sami sokunxele.
Dumelang le kae le nna ke gona nna la ka lebitso ke nna Thabo ga Mmutle ke mo leloko wa committee e lebaneng le yona bile ya GLEP ke a leboga.
Kgotsong batho ba heso. Nna ka lebitso ke Teboho Lwate ke leloko la committee yona ena e ralang molao ona.
Sanibonani linjani? Yes, igama lami uBulelani Magwanishe nami ndililunga lale committee.
Good morning, Dumelang. I'm Diane Kohler-Barnard. I am a member of the Ad Hoc Committee and the JSCI. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We are a multi-party ad hoc committee.
Ngibonga kakhulu ke thina siqembu noma siyikomiti elixubile lamalunga aseParliament ikomiti ke lesikhashana.
Allow me to briefly explain the purpose of us gathering here today and also to indicate how we're going to conduct our proceedings moving forward.
Ngivumeleni ke ngenichazele inhloso nje kafuphi yokuthi sihlangane la. Kuzothi ke emva kwaloko bese ngiyachaza ukuthi umsebenzi wethu sizoqhubeka kanjani.
We are here to consider the views of the public on the GLEP bill. As I've indicated, GLEP is a short definition of General Intelligence Laws Amendment Bill. So every time I say GLEP, you must understand what I'm referring to.
Tina lapha ke sizochaza nje kabanzi ngalokuchitshiyelwa komthethosivivinyo wezobunhloli. Njengoba ke usihlalo nimuzwa yena ubiza ngolimi likaJoji ngokufinqiwe uthi iGLEP. Manje ke uma athi iGLEP kufanele nazi ukuthi ke usuke yakhuluma ngawo lo mthethosivivinyo wezobunhloli.
There are shortcomings in our South African intelligence services, and the bill aims to address those shortcomings.
Kunezinto ke ezingahambi kahle kulomthethosivivinyo noma ezingabhalekanga kahle kulomthethosivivinyo. Manje ke inhloso yethu ukuthi kulungiswe lokho, kodwa lokho kuzolungiswa kuphela uma nani nizoba negalelo lokuthi ke nifake uvo lwenu ukuthi nifuna lo mthethosivivinyo ulungiswe kanjani.
So if I were to take you back in 2019, the intelligence services were reconstructed using presidential. That presidential proclamation was found to be irregular.
Manje ke uma ngathi nje ngibuyela emuva kancane ngo2019 nizokhumbula ukuthi lo mthetho lo wezobunhloli wawubhaliwe kodwa ke kwabakhona okwasala ukubizwa ngokuthi ke i-presidential proclamation. Manje ke lokho ikona ke ekufanele kulungiswe kulomthethosivivinyo noma okunye kwako.
At the time, we had the National Intelligence Agency called NIA, and we also had a South African Secret Services. Those two agencies were amalgamated into a state security agency.
Manje ke ngaleso sikhathi kwakukhona imizimba emibili, i-South African State Agency ne-NIA. Manje ke lo mzimba yomibili seyihlanganisiwe ke manje seyibizwa ngokuthi i-State Security Services.
And that process of amalgamating the two agencies using a presidential proclamation, the process was found to be irregular.
Manje lelo hlelo lokuhlanganisa lo mzimba emibili lwatholakala noma litholakala ukuthi ke aluhambi kahle ingako ke manje selungiswa ngaloko ke okubizwa ngokuthi presidential proclamation.
In terms of our country's constitution, section 199, the president can only establish intelligence services through a legislation, which is why the use of proclamation to establish the services was rendered irregular.
Manje ke uma umuntu angathi uzoya lapha kumthethosisekelo wethu uzobona ukuthi kunesigaba lapha yana 199 esichazayo ukuthi umuntu onamandla nelungelo lokuthi ke akulungiswe lokumongameli. Manje ke ingako nina nibiziwe ukuthi phela ozani zoba negalelo ukuze nomongameli ke uzothi masesekezwe ukuthi abantu bathini bese ke kuyalungiswa lokho ngaphandle kwenu angeke kulungiseke.
It must be stated that there were several attempts to rectify this, but the challenges that were associated with the amalgamation continued.
Kubalekile ukuthi sichaze ukuthi akusho ukuthi iParliament azange lizama ukuthi likulungise lokho, kodwa ke kube khona ezinye ingqinamba ezibangela ukuthi ke kungalungiseki. Manje ke lokho sekuphoqelela ukuthi kuphinde kubuywe futhi kuziwe ebantwini kube yibona futhi abazoba negalelo baphinde futhi banikeze nomongameli igunya lokuthi akwenze lokho.
Which is why in 2018, the President, Honorable Cyril Matamela Ramaphosa, established a high-level review panel on the state security agency, and that panel was chaired by Dr. Signi Mufumati.
Ingako ke umongameli ebone kubalekile ukuthi ukuze lento ilunge kahle ake ngivele nenye ipanel ebizwa ukuthi high state security panel. Usihlalo wayo ke kwakuwumnumzana uSidney Mufamadi ukuze phela lenkinga ekulomthethosivivinyo izoxazululeka.
The recommendation of that panel led us to be where we are today in terms of this bill, including some of the recommendation from Zondo Commission, including the Constitutional Court judgment on bulk surveillance.
Manje ke lo incomo ke ezenziwe yile panel yizona ezibangela ukuthi namhlanje sizithole sila sikhona. Faka phakathi ngisho neincomo ezenziwa ke i-Constitutional Court nalezo ke ze-Commissioner yakaZondo.
So if I were to zoom in terms of the recommendation, the main objection of this bill, what is it that we are seeking to achieve? One, we are amending the National Strategic Intelligence Act number 39 of 1994, the Intelligence Services Act number 65 of 2002, the Intelligence Services Oversight Act number 40 of 1994, and other legislation that relates to intelligence.
Manje ke uma ngathi nje ukungena ngechaze niyezwa ukuthi ke usihlalo uthi imiphi lemithetho noma lama acts esiwachibiyelayo wonke noma zonke lezi gaba azibalile azibiza ngeinombolo yizona ke ezichitshiyelwayo.
This amendment aims to achieve the following things. One, we want to undo the establishment of the state security agents in line with the recommendation of the high-level review panel.
Inhloso ke ukuthi phela sisuse le state agency sizame ukuthi silandele izincomo ze high security panel.
We want to establish a South African intelligence services which will focus on domestic affairs.
Sifuna ke ukuthi sisungule ubunhloli bala eNingizimu Afrika obuzobhekana ngqo nezinto ezenzeka lapha ezweni lethu.
We also want to establish a South African intelligence service responsible for foreign intelligence gathering.
Sifuna ukuthi futhi sisungule ezobunhloli zalapha eNingizimu Afrika ezizobhekana nokuqoqa imininingwane eyenzeka ngaphandle kwezwe lethu.
Furthermore, we're going to re-establish the South African National Academy of Intelligence.
Sifuna ukuthi ke la eNingizimu Afrika kube nendawo lapho ke abantu abafisa ukuba yinhloli zezwe lethu kube khona isikhungo lapho bazofundela khona lo msebenzi wokuba izinhloli.
We also aim at providing the legislation that will be responsible for bulk interception, as I've earlier alluded to, that the Constitutional Court judgment rendered the use of bulk surveillance as unlawful.
Sifuna ukuthi futhi sikwazi phela ukuthi uma sisungule lezi zobunhloli kube khona indlela yokuthi uma ngabe kukhona izinto ezenzekayo ngobuxakaxaka besimanje manje inhloli zethu zikwazi ukubamba lokho njoba ngishilo ukuthi ke inkantolo enkulu yalapha eNingizimu Afrika yathola ukuthi kukhona into engahambi kahle mayelana ke nalo buxakaxaka obenzekayo esingathi ke namhlanje phecelezi uma nginikeza isibonelo uzothola ukuthi abantu abaningi lana abasebenzisa ama cellphone kukhona umuntu uthola ukuthi uyisebenzisa nje kanti akazi ukuthi lokho kungagcina kumfaka enkingeni.
The bill also aims to provide for the regulation for cyber security, protection of information and intelligence.
Futhi ke lo mthetho sivinyo uzama ke ukubuka izinto ezifana nayo lokhu ke usihlala kushoyo esithi ke cyber security njoba bese nginikezile isibonelo ukuthi ke namhlanje uzothola ukuthi abantu bayakhala bathi babathathela imali zabo ngama cellphone abazi ukuthi kanjani. Yonke leyo nto leyo ke izongena ngaphansi kwalo mthetho sivinyo ukuthi ke abantu bakuthola kanjani ukuvikeleka kulobugebengu obenzeka ngale machine esisebenzisa kulesikhathi samanje.
That's a brief summary of the bill and why we are here today.
Iloko nje kafuphi okumayelana ke nalo mthetho sivinyo okusihlanganisile namhlanje.
I must, however, state that Parliament advertised last year, mid-December, and all the information pertaining to this bill was made available since December 2023. The deadline was the 31st of January 2024, but due to request from ordinary citizens and members of the society, we have extended the deadline to the 15th of February 2024.
Angisho ukuthi iParliament lasenza isimemezelo kulonyaka odlule emayelana ke nawo lo mthetho ozovivinyo ukuthi ke uma ngabe ufuna ukuthi ufake igalelo ungakwenza lokho. Kodwa ke ngenxa yesikhathi iParliament eselibone ukuthi ke akathi ngesilule lesikhathi eqaleni ke kwakuvalwa ngayo umhla ka 31 January ka 2024 kodwa sesiluliwe ke manje sekuzoba ke umhla ka 15 kuFebruary ka 2024.
So over and above getting oral presentation, you also have an opportunity for written submission, and the closing date, it's the 15th of February 2024.
Manje ke uma ngabe ufisa ukukhuluma yebo yilo ozobukwenza namhlanje lo kodwa phezulu kwaloko uma ngabe mhlawumbe isikhathi unike sona ubona ukuthi sincane usesenalo ithuba lokuthi ungabhala lokho ufuna ukubhala ungakuthumela eParliament kodwa kufanele ukwazi ukuthi kuyavalwa ngomhla ka 15 kuFebruary kuwo lonyaka.
So for us as lawmakers, public participation is very important, and it's not just a tick box exercise.
Manje ke kithi njengeyishaya mthetho ukuthi umphakathi ubambe iqhaza kule inkulumo kuyinto ebalulekile akuyona nje into esiyenzela ukugcwalisa icala.
Public participation for us is promoting a sense of ownership. It gives trust and a collective responsibility among citizens so that we own whatever final product we'll produce in terms of an act.
Manje ke ukubamba iqhaza kithi kuyinto ebalulekile ngenxa yokuthi uma umuntu ebamba iqhaza naye uyazigqaja ngaleyo mthetho uma sowuphelile asho ukuthi hayi phela nami ngibe nalo igalelo ngalesikhathi kubhalwa umthetho futhi ke lokho kuyasibumba njengesizwe sonke ukuthi sonke sazi ukuthi lo mthetho lo umthetho wethu yithi esathi awubhalwe ngalendlela egcineni sigcina sesizigqaja njengabantu baseningizimu Afrika ukuthi sasikhona phela nathi kukhona esakusho ngawo lo mthetho sivivinyo.
So be rest assured, all your inputs are important and they will give meaning to the final product in terms of the bill. We value your contribution. As the Freedom Charter stated, people shall govern.
Manje ke kufanele nazi ukuthi noma yini enzoyisho la kithi leyo nto leyo ibaluleke kakhulu. Omunye umuntu mhlamba ngasho ukuthi hayi lo muntu ukhuluma into engazwakali kodwa kwakuona lokho kungazwakali kithi njengeshaya mthetho into ebaluleke kakhulu. Thina ke siyazi ukuthi kunaneshadi lenkululeko elikhuluma ngokuthi wonke umuntu ke ubalulekile futhi uvikelekile. Manje ke ungasabi ukukhuluma konke okushoyo kubalulekile kithi njengeshaya mthetho.
Here is the procedure on how we're going to engage and participate.
Nayi indlela esizoyilandela uma sesiqala ukusebenza.
As the member of public, you are free to use any language of your choice. We are going to have interpreters.
Nje uqala nje ukubalekile kufanele ukwazi ukuthi ke wena njengelunga lomphakathi unelungelo lokusebenzisa noma yiluphi ulimi ozizwa ukhululekile ngalo.
If you want to have a say, contribution or input, please raise your hand. I will note you and give you a number. Upon receiving your number, you will occupy the chairs in the middle row.
Uma ngabe ke uzwa ukuthi ufuna ukukhuluma, phakamisa isandla sakho, uzonikezwa inombolo bese ke uza la phambili uzohlala esitulweni ulindele.
Before you could contribute, please state your name and surname, the area you're coming from. If you are representing any society, civic movement, organization, please indicate as such. You are only having 3 minutes to make your input.
Uma ngabe ke usuqala ukukhuluma, okokuqala nje kufanele ukusho, kufanele uzisho igama lakho nesibongo, usho ukuthi ubuyapi. Uma ngabe mhlambe kukhona iqembu elimele, ulisho nalelo qembu. Okunye futhi okufanele ukusho ukuthi okuyinto ebalulekile kakhulu ukuthi ngabe lo mthetho sivivinyo uyawusekela noma awusekeli. Kubalulekile ukuthi uchaze nalokho.
We are together until 1 o'clock. So the first round, I'm going to take 10 hands. And I repeat, you only have 3 minutes. We understand that we are public representative. Over and above issues of intelligence, you have other burning issues that you would want to bring to the attention of Parliament.
Okubalulekile ke kufanele sichaze la. Ukuthi ushilo sihlalo masiqala ukuthi la sihlanganiswe umthetho osivivinyo wezobunhloli. Kodwa ke uthola ukuthi abantu banentshisekelo yokukhuluma ezinye izinto ezingahambelani nalo mthetho osivivinyo wezobunhloli. Manje kubalulekile ukuthi uqaphele ukuthi uma wenza igalelo ulenza mayelana nalo mthetho osivivinyo. Okunye futhi imizuzu yakho mthathu. Isikhathi ke sibalulekile angathi usihlalo masathi isikhathi sakho siphelile bese ke uphatheka kabi.
So the focus will be the bill that we are presenting to you. If you've got any other issue, please use the last 30 seconds of your time to raise those issues. Don't utilize 3 minutes to raise issues that are not related to the bill.
Uyanicela usihlalo ukuthi isikhathi sakho njengesikhulumi ungasichithi ungakhulumi ngaloku esize ngako lo mthetho osivivinyo wezobunhloli. Uma ngabe kukhona nje ozwa ukuthi ay ngifuna ukufaka kufaka ekugcineni sekusele nje imizuzwana mhlambe ngamashumi amathathu.
Be rest assured today, no one will be out of order. No one will call anyone to order. You say whatever you say, and if you feel you want to say something, raise your hand. Do not interject anyone by calling order. No one is out of order today. You are all in order.
Niyacelwa ukuthi nikhululeke nje. Akekho umuntu ozothi komunye uyaphambuka. Noma yini oyishoyo ikhulume nje ngokukhululeka, ungasabi. Lona ithuba lama order nokuthi ke umuntu uyaphambuka. Khuluma usho loku ofuna ukukusho. Kodwa isikhathi sibalekile.
Lastly, it's very important when you give us your input to state whether or not you support the bill and give us a recommendation on how we're going to move forward. I will start taking hands.
Ekugcineni ke ngiyacela ukuthi usho ukuthi lo mthetho osivivinyo uyawusekela noma usekeli. Bese ke futhi uvele nezincomo esingathi ke ama recommendations usho ukuthi yini ofuna ukuthi yenziwe. Sesiyaqala manje. Ningaphakamisa izandla.
Okay.
Abafuna ukukhuluma.
Number 1, please take your seat. Baba, number 2, number 3, number 4, say yes. Number 5, when I call your number, please occupy the seats in the middle. Number 7, number 8, 2 more hands.
Uma ubizwa iza lapha esihlalweni.
I said the first round will consist of 10 hands. 2 more hands.
Kunezikhala ke zabantu ababili.
All right. Let's proceed with, oh, it's 3 more. Let's proceed with the 7. Say the floor is yours. Your 3 minutes start now.
Thank you very much. This is my 3 minutes started, so thank you. Chairperson, I refer to the protection of the personal data in the bill. The bill must
Don't forget, there's an interpreter. Don't forget me.
Oh, I mustn't forget you.
Yes, please.
All right.
Yeah, may you
So,
start
so,
afresh?
so would that 3 minutes be with the interpreter?
Yeah. Yeah, but don't be too fast.
3 minutes for your input. The interpretation will also be catered.
All right, thank you. So should I just do everything, finish, and then he'll interpret? Or you want to do it piece by piece? All right,
Do like I did.
all right. Thank you so much.
Start with your introduction.
Thank you very much. My name is Imran Musa. I'm a councillor in the city of Johannesburg. I belong to the Al Jamaa Party.
Igama lami ke ngu Abraham Musa, ngivela kulo masipala wala Joburg, ngiweqembu le
Al Jamaa Party.
Al Jamaa Party.
Yes. So I refer to the protection of personal data in the bill.
Mina ke ngibhekise kulomthethosivivinyo ngizokhuluma ngokuvikeleka ke kwemininingwane.
The bill must have clauses to prevent what had happened to Al Jamaa in the city of Johannesburg recently.
Lomthethosivivinyo ke kufanele ke ube naloko kushoyo okwenzekile laphayana kungasekudala kuvikelwe ke iAl Jamaa.
And this is with regards to councillors and politicians must surely be protected from spying by governing bodies.
Lapho ke sithi amalunga eParliament kufanele ke avikelwe kulabo ke abayizimpimpi.
So Al Jamaa supports Gilab, but calls for a third tier of intelligence to prevent regime change.
iAl Jamaa ke iyakweseka lomthetho weGilab kodwa ke ithi ke akube nesigaba sesithathu lapho ke kuzovikeleka khona imininingwane.
It cannot ignore attempts by the largely white constituency in Western Cape to succeed from South Africa.
Angeke ivumele ke lokho okwenzeka lapha eWestern Cape ukuthi ke iWestern Cape yona ekwenziwa abamhlophe baseWestern Cape ukuthi bahlukane ke neNingizimu Afrika.
So already there is a soft coup in Cape Town, modeling it into a Zionist police state with public hearings, like this for the Provincial Powers Bill.
Kukhona okwenzekalayo lapha eWestern Cape siyabona nje ukuthi kusamkhuba wobuzayoni owenzakalayo lapha yana manje ke nako lokusicela ukuthi kungene phela kulomthetho osivivinyo.
The bill should outlaw these subtle attempts at secession.
Manje ke lemthetho kufanele ivimbe phela lokuthi kukhishwe noma ke kuchithwe lezi zinto ezenzekalayo.
The bill should provide for compliance with Convention on Genocide, and political party leaders and leaders of pro-Israel lobbies should be charged for complicity when they support the acts of genocide highlighted by South Africa at The Hague.
Manje ke futhi lomthetho osivivinyo fanele ubuke naloku esikubiza ngokuthi ukubulawa kwabantu ngobuningi phecelezi igenocide kuthi nalabo ke abasekela iIsrael nabo kufanele baboshwe.
Once again, it is Al Jamaa's submission that the 20 amendments requested by the Inspector General to give him more powers to investigate and monitor security forces for torture.
Okunye futhi ke kubukwa nalamandla amqondisi jikelele lapha yana ku section 20 ukuthi naye kufanele phela abuke ukuthi lamandla akhe maningi kakhulu wancishiswe.
After liberation, Al Jamaa did not want an intelligence structure in South Africa because of how they tortured resistant voters as seen by the TRC report.
Manje ke uma lomthetho osivivinyo sowushayiwe iAl Jamaa ayifuni ukuthi kube kuphindeke le yanto yenzeka la sabona khona amanye amalunga eAl Jamaa ahlaselwa.
Half of the present intelligence forces come from apartheid area.
Iningi ke labantu abayizinhloli bavela kulesi sikhathi sobandlululo esingathi apartheid.
Those that remain must be retired so that South Africa has an intelligence force that comply with constitution and humanitarian values.
Manje ke laba basele kufanele ke abayizinhloli ba beke phansi ukuthi ke lo mzimba wezobunhloli ozokwakhiwa manje wakhiwe phela kulandelwa umthetho sisekelo iconstitution.
The intelligence community in South Africa must take lead to build a new humanitarian civilization for the world, or at least prevent the savagery of the present civilization led by many of the countries like Israel, America, Germany, France, and England. Germany, with its present support for genocide in Gaza, must pay more reparations for the Holocaust. They must pay more as they have not learned the lesson. It is time that the security force compute reparations. Israel and everyone like ACDP, like Christian bodies, must pay. That supports genocide in Gaza must pay. If the IG of intelligence gets his powers and the bill embraces a new humanitarian civilization, Al-Jamaa supports the bill.
Yaljama ke iyawusupport lo mthetho sivinye kodwa ke lamazwe afana nabo Germany nabo America abasekela ke iIsrael lawo mazwe kufanele akhokhe kuthi ke amanye awo futhi ajeziswe ngisho namaqembu azepolitiki lawo axhasa lokho kwenziwa iIsrael nawo ke kufanele athole uswazi lokuthi ke bakhokhe lo monakalo odalekile lapha yana eGaza.
Thank you for giving Al-Jamaa the opportunity, Chairperson.
Thank you so
Sawubona
much.
ithuba
Can I
lokuthi
also
ninikeze Al-Jamaa.
request if your input is written, please submit it to the table for it to be properly captured.
Thank you so much.
Singacala futhi ukuthi uma umuntu enesiphakamiso esibhalwe phansi asidlulisele lapha etafuleni ukuze ke lokho akushoyo kuvele kahle.
I will also endeavor not to cut anyone from speaking.
Ngizophinde ngizame ukuthi ke kungabi bikho umuntu engimnqamulayo esethula inkulumo yakhe.
However, if you have exceeded more than 3 minutes, as soon as I tap the mic and you continue to speak, I will be tempted to use powers vested in me to ask you to summarize.
Kodwa ke uma usukhulume kwaze kwedlula imizuzu emithathu kungenzeka ke ngiyithole sengiphoqeleka ukuthi ngisebenzise amandla enginawo ngishaye lapha kwi microphone ukuthi ke mhlawumbe ngikubonisa ukuthi isikhathi sesedlulile.
You may proceed, sir.
Ngaqhubeka baba.
Ngiyabonga.
Thank you.
Igama lami ngumfanivele Daniel Mbatha.
My name is Mfanvele Daniel Mbatha.
Ngimele ngaphansi kweinduna.
I come from the organization of headsmen.
Ngilapha ke Soweto Ward 37
I'm from Soweto in Ward 37
eNicefield.
in Nansfield.
Ngiyabonga kakhulu ukuthi sitholele lithuba kumphathi ohlelo nanokuthi sibe yimenyo.
I'm very thankful for the opportunity from the chairperson and also for the opportunity to be part of this.
Sibonga kakhulu ngoba okusithintayo namhlanje kubalekile ukuthi sikuveze.
We are very thankful because the things that affect us today, we are getting a chance to such things.
Ikakhulukazi njengoba ngithema ngilalele la kukhulunywa ngendaba nangezabuhloli.
Especially when I was listening, I heard issues of intelligence being discussed,
Ikakhulukazi ngokwezimali
especially financially.
nami ngomunye wabantu osebeke barobheka kubosha umuntu kwadingeka ukuthi sikhiphe imali leyo mali kuze kube manje azangathi sayithola.
I am one of the people who has fallen victim of a certain scam where somebody was arrested and we were supposed to pay some monies and up until today, those monies never returned to us.
Ngicela ke ikakhulukazi lapha kubaphathiswa laba okuyibona abazodlulisela kumongameli.
What I request from our leadership who will forward this to the president,
Umongameli akasondele phela ukuthi nibe seduze kwethu ngaso sonke isikhathi njengathi njengenduna siba nazi inkinga.
the president should come closer and you all should be closer to us because at times as Izinduna, we do have or encounter problems.
Ayasiza ama-police station aseduze kwethu njengeMoroka okuyiyona esingaphansi kwayo neCliptown.
The police stations near us do assist us like Cliptown and Moroka because they are close to us.
Kodwa okukhulu yikho ukuthi okubalekile sisondelaneni sibheke ukuthi ikhambi lokwakho kuya phambili ngoba namhlanje kukhulunywa lokho kokuzayo kube sekukhona okwakhekile.
But what's most important is that we try and find a solution and build going forward because if we do this today and the next time there would be something or some action that has been taken towards the goal.
Kuphumelele futhi okuzobe kukhulunywa ngoba Dala umama uNomvula sasithembiseni ioffice la eJohannesburg induna.
And whatever is being discussed here should actually be seen to be happening because in the past with Ma'am Nomvula, we had promised each other that there would be an office for Izinduna here in Johannesburg.
Ngiyabonga noma isikhathi sisincane engizocela nje ngizocela ukwendlulisa ukubonga ukuthi namhlanje umkhosi wase Lekithi ngibuya kwaNongoma mina.
I'm thankful, even though the time is quite limited, I would just like to thank, to state that our kingship, I'm from Wanongoma.
Engikucelayo ukuthi siphephe sonke ngaphansi kokukhosi nanokuphila uNkulunkulu asibusise sonke.
What I request is that we all remain safe under the chieftaincy and that God bless us all. Thank you.
Siyabonga ndaba ezitha.
Siyabonga, siyabonga.
Number 3.
I was checking if it's still morning. Good morning.
Bengisaphe ukuthi ngabe kusasa ekseni na, siyanibingelela ekseni.
My name is Musa Mbewe.
Igama lami ngingumusa Mbewe.
I'm a community activist
Isishoshovu ke sasemphakathini.
representing Soweto Speaks
Ngimele iSoweto Speaks.
as well as a community Indaba.
Futhi ngiphinde ngimele ke i-community indaba.
I'm standing up with first gratitudes
Ngisukuma nje okokuqala nokubonga
and a great level of disappointment.
kanti futhi nokuphoxeka okukhulu.
In a country where justice system
Ezweni lapho ke umkhakha wezobulungiswa
is a shame and is embarrassing.
uyinto ke eshayisa amahloni.
It's a shock that we are sitting in this gathering
Kuyethusa ukuthi sihleli ke kulomhlangano
made to believe that this is not a box ticking,
sinikezwa okanye senziwa ukuthi sikholwe ukuthi lokho kwenziwayo nje akusiko nje ukuzofaka istembu kuphela.
which the proof of it tells me it is.
Kanti ke ubufakazi bungitshela ukuthi ngempela kunjalo.
In Soweto, the population is 1,895,921 people living in it.
Lapha eSoweto ke abantu bangaphezulu kuka 1 million njengoba eshilo usisi.
And the access of this information to get the public participation is close to nothing because it's not even a drop in the ocean.
Kanti ke ukuze abantu bathole lolu lwazi ukuze bazofika ezinhlanganweni ezifana nalezi kungathi singabeka nje ngokuthi into engekho nhlobo.
The other thing is that we don't have the people with the better knowledge and understanding.
Okunye ke ukuthi asinabo abantu abanolwazi nokuqonda kahle kahle.
I'm looking around the hall and I'm checking the number of youth in here, and we don't have much of that participation, and those are the people that are suffering under unfair justice system in South Africa.
Mangibheka ke lapha ehholo ngibheka ke ulusha ngiyabona ukuthi ke cha abekho ngempela kanti bona abantu ke abahlukumezekayo phansi ke kwezobulungiswa lapha ezweni laseNingizimu Afrika.
If in Soweto we were asked in Soweto we were asked to have 30 people
Uma ke eSoweto sasicela ukuthi sibe nabantu abangamashumi amathathu
who have never met before,
abangakaze bahlangana phambilini.
who have never listened to the people in Soweto to hear what is it that they would want us as representatives to come and bring into this platform.
Abangakaze balalela abantu ukuze sizwe thina njengabantu ababamele ukuthi yini ekufanele silethe la phambi kwenu.
What we are doing then becomes a box ticking.
Lokhu ke esikwenzayo kugcina ke kuba ukuthi nje sifaka istembu kuphela.
I have this document that has been issued by this by the parliament.
Nginalomqulu ke wamaphepha engunikezwe yiParliament.
It's written in isiZulu in the interpretation.
Ubhalwe ke ngesizulu lapha mangabe ke uhunyusho.
If you look at the document of English and the document of isiZulu,
Uma ubuka ke amaphepha lawa abhalwe ngesizulu ubuke nalawa abhalwe ngawesilungu.
you will realize that the Zulu version is way below 50% of what is in the English version.
Uzawubona ukuthi ke lokho okubhalwe ngesizulu kungaphansi cishe ngohalf impela kuloko okubhalwe ngesilungu.
If you read the content isiZulu in isiZulu trying to understand,
Uma ufunda lokho okubhaliwe ngesizulu uzama ukuqonda.
you will find out the errors, the mistakes that have been done in the grammar, in the spelling, and in the context of isiZulu is way so wrong to make us understand why we should be adding our input in here.
Uzobona ukuthi ke kunamaphutha amaningi enziwe enza ukuthi ke mhlawumbe nathi singagcini singasakwazi ukuthi ke sifake kahle imibono yethu lapha.
So this becomes a malicious compliance session of just really ticking boxes, because no one here, if you can actually ask even the participation in the understanding, because our law and our justice system is where it is, because we are in 2024, when we've got majority of our children consuming drugs, when we've got illegal things and transactions happening under our nose, we are depending on you and structures like this to come and represent us from real, not to be window dressing and make it look like it is right, because there is no way that this room here will represent everyone when it comes to something so important, because that information which is in this bill, that which I go for, by the way, is not fair to have missed a majority of the people we are supposed to be presenting.
Uma ke ubuka abantu ke abakhona laba bazothatha indima angeke kwazi ukuthi ke bonke labantu abalapha bangakwazi ukumelela ke bonke abantu mangabe sibuka futhi ukuthi ke siphila ezweni lapho intsha yethu ilinyazwa ke izidakamizwa ngokunjalo ke nobugebengu kodwa ke abantu abalapha bancane kakhulu ukuthi ke bangamelela wonke umuntu.
Lastly, as I said,
Okugcina njengoba bese ngishilo
the preparation of making us even come here was done not properly, because
amalungiselelo ukuthi sigcine size lapha awenziwanga kahle ngoba
it forgot the status quo of and the reality of our people.
aye akhohlwa ke indlela abantu esiphila nabo abaphila ngayo la kule ndawo.
There is just minibuses that are supposed to come and fetch people,
Kunamateksi ekube kufanele ke azolanda abantu
which is not considerable that there is issues in the taxi industry when people are fighting for routes as a result of a delay in other people, because the taxis that has been assigned are not supposed to be there. It means the homework that was supposed to be checked as to how we brought here was not done thoroughly to make this as effective and real as it is, if it's not box ticking.
okungathathanga kwabheka ke izinkinga ezilapha emkhakhweni wezamatekisi uthola ukuthi ke la amanye amatekisi anikezwe ukuthi aletha abantu la awakwazi ukuhamba kulomzila ngoba kuneyinkinga phakathi kuona, lokho kwenza ukuthi ke abanye bagcine bengasakwazi ukufinyelela futhi obese ke kugcizelela ukuthi ngempela lapha sizofaka nje istembu.
I am for the bill, and I ask that you take us more serious as a people. This should never be at this time and age that we are just ticking boxes. Our children are dying out there. They're expecting each and every one of you to stand for what we are about. Thank you.
Ngiyahambisana ke nalomthetho sivinyo kodwa ke kokulandelayo sicela ke nisithathele phezulu izingane zethu ziyafa zibulawa izidakamizwa siyabonga.
Thank you so much. Number 4.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
Siyabonga sihlalo.
I thank you and the committee for this opportunity to speak about this bill. It's very important.
Siyabonga kuwena ke nekomiti ukuze sokhuluma ke ngalomthetho sivinyo ubaluleke kakhulu.
My name is Anton Harbour.
Igama lami ngingu Anton Harbour.
I represent the Campaign for Free Expression,
Ngimele ke i-Campaign for Free Expression,
a non-profit organization that campaigns for free expression.
okuyinhlangano ke engenzi inzuzo.
And we are very concerned. We are pleased that there is a bill with the intention of cleaning up and sorting out the intelligence services.
Siyejabula ukuthi ke kunomthetho sivinyo obekelwe ukuthi ke ulungise ezomhloli kodwa ke kukhona esingakuqondi kahle.
But we are concerned that this bill falls short.
Kodwa ke sibona ukuthi ke kukhona okushodayo kulomthetho sivinyo.
Let me add that I have a personal concern with this.
Angicacise ukuthi mina qobo lwami kukhona okungangiphathi kahle mayelana nalokho.
In that I have twice, as far as I know, it's probably more, been the victim of illegal, improper surveillance by the intelligence
Ekuthenini
services.
nginamahlandla cishe amabili uma kungekho ngaphezulu engikwaziyo ukuthi ngeke ngazithola ke ngiyisisulu sezomhloli ezingekho ke emthethweni.
But this isn't my problem. The problem is much bigger.
Kodwa ke akuyona inkinga yami kuphela le nkinga inkulu kakhulu.
I think we have to fill in the background. You gave some of the background when you spoke. I think we have to mention some other things.
Ngicabanga ukuthi ke uye khona ke wakuveza kodwa ngicabanga ukuthi ke kunezikhala ekufanele sizigcwalisele.
We know that there has been serious abuse by the intelligence services of their powers.
Siyazi ukuthi ke kuye kwaba ke nokusetshenziswa kabi kwamandla ilaba ke bezomhloli.
We know that they have interfered in politics in an improper and illegal way.
Siyazi ukuthi ke baye bangenelela kwezopolitiki ngendlela ke engalungile futhi nengafanele.
We know that they have undertaken improper and illegal surveillance of citizens without good cause.
Siyazi ukuthi ke seke baphinde ke baqapha okanye ke balandela abahlali ngaphandle ke kwesizathu esizwakalayo.
We know that in the handling of the secret funds that they are given by your parliament,
Siyazi ukuthi ke ekuphatheni kwabo ke ulwazi elisuke luyimfihlo abalinikezwa ke yiParliament.
that there has been serious abuse and corruption.
Kuye kwaba khona ke inkohlakalo ngokunjalo nokusetshenziswa ke kwamandla ngokungemthetho.
So it's very important to have a new law that tries to deal with these things.
Ngaleyo ndlela ke kubalekile ukuthi sibe nomthetho omusha ozama ke ukubhekana nalezo zinto.
Let me quickly summarize in as short a time as I can the key issues, and we will submit to you a more detailed analysis of the bill.
Ukufinqa ngokufingqiwe ngibeke ke lokhu esikhala ngako sizobe sesedlulisela ke okubhaliwe esokudlulisela ke njengezethulo zethu.
The first thing is we need to make sure that the intelligence services focuses on threats to our national security and not other areas of our society.
Okokuqala ukuthi ke kufanele ke siqinisekise ukuthi ke ezomhloli zibhekana ke nezinto ezingaba ke nobubi ezweni lethu kunakho konke okunye.
But the definition of national security in this bill is wider than the previous bill.
Kodwa ke incazelo yokuphepha ke kwezwe ivuleke kakhulu kunaloko kuvelayo.
It should be narrower, but it's wider.
Ivuleke kakhulu kanti kufanele ngabe ke inciphile.
It allows them to deal, it allows the security services to deal not just with threats or potential threats to our national security,
Ivumela ke ezokuphepha ukuthi sibhekane ke nezinto ezingase ke zibe ubungozi ekuphepheni kwezwe lethu.
but what it says are opportunities or potential opportunities.
Kodwa ke okunye ephinde kuveze ukuthi ke amathuba noma okungase ke kube ngamathuba.
But everything is a potential opportunity
Kodwa ke
in our
yonke
national security.
yonke into iyithuba uma ubheka ke ukuphepha kwezwe lethu.
So that definition will allow them to interfere into all sorts of areas of South African life.
Lencazelo ke izawuvumela laba bezomhloli ukuthi bangenelele noma ngayini eyenzakalayo nje empilweni lapha ezweni lethu.
That's number one.
Okokuqala lokho.
Number two,
Okwesibili,
as I said, it's clear we need greater oversight
njengoba bese ngishilo kucacile ke ngokuthi ke makulandelwa kuhlolwa
to prevent the abuse of the intelligence services.
ukuvikela ukuhlukunyezwa noma ukusetshenziswa kabi kwezomhloli.
We don't have this in the bill.
Asinako lokho lapha kumthetho osivivinyo.
The powers of the Inspector General are not strengthened.
Amandla ke ka Inspector General awaqinisiwe.
We've seen the Inspector General's office has not been effective,
Sibonile ukuthi ihhovisi lika Inspector General alithintekile.
but this bill does not contain measures to make it more effective in ensuring oversight over our intelligence
Kodwa ke
services.
lo mthetho osivivinyo awusho lutho olenza ukuthi ke mhlawumbe sibone ukuthi leli ihhovisi lingakwazi ukuthi libe namandla amakhulu ukulandela ukuthi kwenzakalani ngezomhloli zethu.
There is no greater oversight over how money and the bill and the secret funds are used.
Akukho ke ukulandelwa ukuthi ke izimali ngokunjalo nezomhloli ngokunjalo nalomthetho osivivinyo uzawusebenza kanjani.
And it allows for mass surveillance of citizens
Iphinde ke ivumele ukuthi ke kulandelwe okanye kuhlolwe abantu nje abaphila emphakathini
without sufficient oversight.
ngaphandle ke kokuthi kube khona ohlola laba abahlola abanye.
So, Mr. Chair, let me wrap up by saying that that we want to support this bill because this bill is needed.
Angithi ke sihlalo angivale ngokuthi ke siyafuna ukweseka lo mthetho osivivinyo ngoba ke uyadingakala
But we can't support it in this form.
kodwa ke asikwazi ukuweseka ngalendlela oyiyona njengamanje.
Thank you very much.
Siyabonga kakhulu.
The next speaker.
Ke rata ho dumedisa bagolo ba ka. Lebitso la ka ke nna Johannes Mothapo. From
Greetings to the leadership. My name is Johannes Mutapo from
Ward 105.
Ward 105.
Nna ke tlo tlisha problem e re be nayo ko Ward 105 and ke problem le gore gale e le gona and ha e fixege mohlomongwe lena le tla re lamolela yona kare ha re sa tseba le ditsela gore na re ka tsamaya dife.
Mine today is to tell you about the challenge that we are facing in Ward 105. We have been facing this challenge for quite some time, and perhaps maybe you as the leadership, you will help us resolve this challenge.
Bobedi e nngwe ke gore, I'm so sorry for that because ke lebala e nngwe ke tswa ko organization ya Sanco ebile ke le mo NGO ya Arkhanyeng.
And again, I am from the organization called Sanco, and I am also representing another NGO by the name Arkhanyeng.
Bothata be re be nna be from mo NGO ebile ke le mongwe wa Sanco.
Our challenge in the NGO and also the Sanco is also facing that challenge.
Re ile ra ka ngwaga ola wa 2021 re ile ra tshepišwa from go 2021 re ile ra tshepišwa mašele a go lekana 350 million ya project e le gore mo go yona ya mo between Gautrain Marlborough station mo Gautrain and KFC go ne phaka mo.
Now in 2021 we were promised 350 million, which was supposed to be used in the Gautrain project.
No park next to Gautrain Marlborough Gautrain station.
And in the Marlborough Gautrain station.
So e le gore yona e be e tswa mo go JPC. So ka ge re bane re le batho re sa tse gore na ge mašele a mokutu ba re tshepišitše ona ebile a ngwadilwe fase re sa tse gore na re ka hwetša jwang. Well, that's why ke le kare lena le parliamentary go go kwiša gore mamotlha re tlo kry-a solution goba re tlo thušiwa gore re kgone go kwa rena ga o fa goba go fitlha kae ka ditshepišo tša rena.
Now this financial assistance was supposed to have come from JPC, and then but to date we have not received this financial assistance, and then now I'm here to check if you as our leadership can help as to how we can assist, or rather get these funds.
Because of re na le babereki ba le gore a ke re ba di volunteer ba le gore go ke ba 150 ba volunteer go bereka mahala go ne le gore go ne le di organization tse le gore di fela le re thušanyana.
We have volunteers, about 150 volunteers, and then we have other organizations that help us or support our work.
Jalo ka ge re ile ra re gona e re hwetša gore re tla thušiwa ke JPC ka mašela o ra ba re aowa go ra re modimo o kole thapelo tša rena re ka kgona gore re 150 people mohlomongwe e tla improve le malapa a bona gore ba kgone go kry-a bonnyane.
So when we received the information that JPC is going to assist us with finances, so it gave a lot of hope that these 150 volunteers will benefit and their families will be able to get something.
Jalo ke ya go e latelang ya mo re dulang gona mo Extension 5, the same Ward 105.
Now to my second point about where I reside in Extension 105 in Ward 5.
Ward 105.
Ward 105.
Yona problem e re be nayo ke di-storage ge go ba le pula ena di-storage tša rena di tsena ka dintlong tšela tša rena tša di-RDP tšela ba reagetseng tšona and ke problem ya go tlogagala I'm sure 10 years back. So that issue.
So our challenge in that area is the sewer system. During heavy rains, the sewer system overflows into our houses, and we've been living in this kind of conditions for a very long time.
Legal connection electricity.
Another point is illegal electricity connections.
Ditsela tša rena o ka re jalo ha re sa le makgweng re magae o ka re ke Alexander ke rural area e sa le urban area the way le gore seemo se ka gona ga re mo di-graveleng ka gare ga location la rena.
Another point is our roads. It looks like we are no longer in rural areas because Our roads are in very bad state.
Ke felela gana moo, ke a leboga bagolo.
That's all I have to say. Thank you very much, leadership.
Thank you. The next speaker.
Ke a leboga, Sebulisa o latela.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman and the Ad Hoc Committee.
Ke dumedishe mtlhomphehi modulasetulo le komiti ya nakwana.
Okay, my name is Mr. Shane Bill.
Leina la ka-
I reside in Ward 69
Ke nna Shane Bill, ke dula ka Ward 69.
and I'm a Ward Committee member.
Gomme ke leloko la komiti ya Ward.
So I find myself there this morning that this was relayed to us, this news about the intelligence.
Bjalo ke fela mo mesong ya lekgono mo e leng gore ke kwele ka kopano ye ya go tlo bolela ka ditaba tša bohlodi.
I got the page there that says, what is the bill about?
Ke kgweditše letlakala kua lebating mo e leng gore ke be ke kgona go bala gore molaokakanywa o mabapi le eng.
I wish I could speak with the passion that that lady has spoken if the committee would have been fair enough to give more time for people to prepare so that there could be more public participation.
Ke na le nnete ya gore ke
Now,
be-
I'd like to believe I'm speaking on behalf of 8,000 people in my ward.
Ke na le nnete ya gore ke be nka bolela ka lerato le kwešišo ya go swana le ye seboledi se se fetilego se boletšego ka yona eupša go ka se be bjalo ka baka la gore ke kgweditše tshedibotšo fela mesong ye gomme ke emetše fa ke emetše badudi ba palo ya go lekana dikete tše seswai
Who had the slightest idea of what the amendment on the intelligence bill is about.
ba e leng gore ga ba na tsebo gore mabapi le diphetošo mabapi le molaokakanywa wo wa go fetola melao ya tša bohlodi e mabapi le eng.
So I think legislation, when it's made, should give more time so that a broader part of the public can be reached and get involved.
Ke dumela gore ge re thala melao batho ba swanetše go fiwa nako e lekaneng gore batho ba kgone go kwešišwa ba kwešiše gore ba tlo bolela ka eng gape le gore re kgone go fitlhelela batho ba bantši ba e leng gore ba tlo kgone go kgatha tema fa tshepetšong tša go thala melao.
So at least it can look that at least we understand what we are talking about when we come in front of you.
Gore re kgone go ba re kwešiša gabotse re ntšhe ditshwaotshwao tša go laetša gore re kwešiša tše e le gore re bolela le ka tšona mabapi le molaotheo.
I think preparation is very important, just as this bill has been prepared.
Ke ne le nnete ya gore ka nnete go itukišetša go tloga go le bohlokwa kudu go no swana le ka moo molaokakanyo wo o le go bohlokwa ka gona.
And even though we have a community radio station, there was not sufficient time allocated.
Le ge re na le diyalemoya tša setšhaba tše e le gore di kgona gore tlabela ka tshedimošo le go le bjalo a sa nka ra kgona go hwetša tshedimošo ye e tletšego mabapi le tshepetšo ye ya go fetola melao.
So that the importance of this bill could be highlighted and given to people in layman's terms. Whereas I might say, the government is going to listen in on your cell phones now.
Gomme ke gona fao mo e leng gore bohlokwa bja molaokakanywa wo bo be bo tla kgona go hlathollwa wa hlarollwa wa bewa ka polelo ye bonolo ye e le gore motho mang le mang o tla kgona go kwešiša gore ba tle ba kgone go kgatha tema ba tle ba kgone go bolela ditaba tša go kwagala dikopanong tša go swana le ye.
Thank you to this ad hoc committee for showing us that intelligence has taken now another step and they are concerned about the welfare of our country.
Ke leboge komiti ya nakwana ka gore laetša gore ka nnete tše tša bohlodi di tloga di le bohlokwa gomme re swantše re di lekoledišiše gomme re netefatša gore re hlama melao ye mekaone ye e le gore e tlo kgona go di laola.
This bill goes about gathering intelligence, domestic as well as foreign. I'd like to ask, can it be done so that there be intelligence on crime in the township as well, please.
Bialo, molaokakanywa o bolela ka baka ka taba ya go šomiša bohlodi go kgona go fitlhelela dilo tše e le gore di a direga le tše e le gore di sa tlo direga ka mo nageng le tša boditšhabatšhaba. Bjalo, potšišo ya ka ke gore re ka šomiša ditsela tša mohuta wo go lwantšha bosenyi bo e le bo re bo bonago bo tseneletše gana ka mo makeišeneng.
Ward 69 is Westbury. I know a lot of people must raise their eyebrows because they have heard on the news of all the shooting that happens on a daily basis in Westbury.
Ward 39 ke yona Westbury. Ke na le nnete ya gore bontši ba rena re ka no ba re šitše re kole ka methuntšhano ye e le gore ya direga tšatši ka tšatši gona ka kua tikologong yeo.
If it's gang warfare or drug warfare, I'm not in intelligence, I don't know. But where is the intelligence that can stop this everyday shooting?
Ke tšona ditiro tša digongwana tša bosenyi, ke tšona ditiro tša batho ba digongwana tša go gweba ka diokobatši. Eupša nna ga ke mo lekaleng la tša bohlodi. Bjalo potšišo ya ka, bokae ba tša bohlodi go tla go rarolla mathata mokhutung?
Can't intelligence do something about this pandemic of drugs? It's killing our youth in this country.
Ga gone se e le gore bona ba tša bohlodi ba ka se di dira mabapi le hloba boroko ye ya diokobatši ka baka la gore e bolaya baswa ba rena e bolaya setšhaba sa rena.
So I'd like to put this to the committee, please, so that this intelligence can work for the people, everybody. The concern might be our country, which there's nothing wrong. And I think if we have broader participation of this bill, it might even get passed, because if there's a concern about things like that really affects all of us on a day-to-day basis, like the drugs and the corruption that everybody talks about. That's intelligence.
Matshwenyego a ka a e le gore ke rata go a tliša pele ga komiti ye ke re ka nnete bona ba bohlodi ba swanetše go ba ba šoma go na le ditlhotlho tše dintšhi ka mo nageng go na le diokobatši le bosenyi bja go fapafapana ka mo nageng gomme ke re molaokakanywa ka nnete kwana le gore ka tla wa thuša gomme a ba tša bohlodi ba netefatša gore ditlhoba boroko tše le gore di senya naga ya rena di ke di rarollwe.
How much time do I have left, Mr. Chairman?
-7.
-7. Well, I would have liked to touch on the bill, but if you say there's no more time, I'll respect it. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Ke a leboga ge nako ya ka e fedile. Ke a leboga.
Speaker.
Ke a leboga seboledi se se latelago.
You may proceed.
Good morning, committee members, ladies and gentlemen.
Greetings.
My name
Greetings,
is-
Honorable Member and the House at large.
My name is Sarah Gon. I'm the director of the Free Speech Union of South Africa.
Igama lami ke ngusarakan, mina ke ngiqhamuka kule qembu ke le Free Speech in South Africa.
As you can imagine, my beliefs stem from a belief in liberty and
Uma ucabanga nje noma ubona mina inkolo yami ivela lapha yana kwezenkululeko.
and liberty is essentially being free within society from oppressive restrictions imposed by authority.
Manje ke inkululeko ke noma le liberty akhuluma ngayo ikhuluma ngokukhululeka nje ezweni njengoba ke kubhaliwe kumthethosisekelo.
On one's way of life, behavior, or political views.
Inkululeko ke yomuntu ukuthi angaziphatha kanjani noma umbono wakhe ngokwezepolitiki.
Just at the outset, I can take the advantage of supporting Mr. Harbour's views on the bill. It will save me having to repeat them.
Ukuze nje mhlambe ngingachithi isikhathi angeke ngiseke imbono kaMnumzana uHaba.
And support those who have spoken, and there have been a few, about the fact that this is a very complex bill. has huge implications for the society and I believe required more time for public consideration.
Ngiphinde futhi ngisekele nezinye izikhulumo ezikhulumile la zachaza ukuthi ke lo mthethosivivinyo ubaluleke kakhulu futhi ke kukhulu noma kuningi okusafanele ke kwenziwe okumayelana ke nalo mthethosivivinyo.
I want to then focus on my specific concern, and that is that the bill gives the state the power to do mandatory security vetting.
Manje ke igalelo lami ukuthi ke lo mthethosivivinyo unikeza uhulumeni amandla ukuthi ke aphenye kabanzi ngomuntu lokho esingathi phecelezi ivetting.
And this is crucial on anyone who seeks to establish and operate an NGO or a religious institution.
Manje lokhu kubalekile ke kunoma ubani ofuna ukuvula ngisho noma isonto noma umsebenzi othize ukuthi lo muntu ke phela akuphenywe kabanzi ngaye ngaphambi kokuba aqale ukusebenza.
It effectively allows the state to decide who can establish an NGO or faith-based organization.
Lokhu ke kunikeza igunya lokuthi ke uhulumeni aphenye ukuthi ubani ungavula iNGO noma ke ibandla elithize.
This is particularly unconscionable because civil society, religious society in South Africa has been responsible for largely securing our rights against state abuse.
Lokhu ke akuyona nje into eqondakala kalula uma sikhuluma ngayo ngoba phela lezi nkonzo lezi uma ungathi uyabheka zithinta ke izinto eziningi ezidinga ubunhlolo benzekayo ezweni.
In fact, it was civil society, which in South Africa is extraordinarily rich, that led to essentially the results that emanated from the Zondo Commission and previous inquiries into state abuse.
Manje ke uzobona ukuthi okuningi okuvelile kuvele emphakathini ngisho nangesikhathi sekhomishana kaZondo ilapho ke kuvele khona ukuthi kukhona abantu abasebenzisa amandla kahulumeni ngobudedengu.
The bill fails to define NGOs or religious institutions.
Lo mthethosivivinyo uyahluleka ukuchaza ukuthi yini ama NGO noma ke inhlangano zenkolo.
And casts a very wide net over almost all civic structures as could be represented here.
Manje ke umthethosivivinyo ke uvulela nje kabanzi izinto eziningi ukuthi ke ngabe ubani noma yipi inhlangano ekufanele imeleleke lapha.
Between 2014 and 2015, a mere 5 years, South Africa lost 1.5 trillion through corruption.
Eminyakeni nje
Sorry.
emihlanu edlule phakathi kwa 2015 no 2019 uthola ukuthi ke iningizimu Afrika ilahlekelwe cishe imali engango 3 trillion wamarandi.
State capture wiped out 4.9 trillion on our GDP.
State capture ke sona sishanyele nje imali ecishe ngaba 4.9 kuyimali noma isikhwama sonke sezwe.
And that was before the disclosures that emanated after 2020.
Lokho ke kwenzeka ngaphambi kokuba kuvele lokhu kwachazwa ke ngo2020.
Sadly, the greatest threat to South Africans, to the people of South Africa, is corruption, government and private.
Okubhlungu kakhulu okuyingozi emphakathini yiyo lenkohlakalo phecelezi icorruption.
And threats to the state, I think it's just to remind you that the people of South Africa are the state and the government is its servant.
Ukunikhumbuza nje ukuthi la eningizimu Afrika abantu kahle kahle yibona uhulumeni. Uhulumeni nje yena usebenzela abantu.
Just to conclude, the threat to the state is not NGOs or religious institutions.
Okunye nje enganikhumbuza kona okuyingozi emphakathini kahle kahle akuzona le inhlangano noma le laba bezinkolelo ezahlukahlukene.
The threat to the country can be found in almost any institution if the state, under the bill, so finds it.
Okungaba ingozi kuhulumeni kakhulukazi ngaba noma yini khona kuya ngokuthi nje kona kubhekwe kanjani.
But NGOs and religious institutions are not the problem.
Kodwa ke ama NGO nezinhlangano zezenkolo aziyona inkinga.
To meet the requirements of the Constitution and the needs of the people of the country, please, I would ask that the bill be redrafted to meet the needs or to be withdrawn and start from fresh.
Mina ukuze izifiso zabantu zenzeke ngendlela efanele bengiphakamisa ukuthi phela kulandela iConstitution. Ngicela ukuthi ke lo mthethosivivinyo wona kuyoqalelwa phansi ubhalwe kabusha. Ngiyabonga.
Thank you, ma'am. We're going to take the next round of hands. But before I do so, I'd like to re-emphasize the point I've made earlier on.
Sizophinde ke sithathe ezinye izandla kodwa ke ngaphambi kokuba sikwenze lokho kukhona nje iphuzu noma iphuzwana engifuna ukuligcizelela engengalisho ngaphambilini
That today's proceedings, these are not the first and the last sets of engagement. Members of the community, you still have until the 15th of February to submit your written submission to Parliament. Today, we are dealing with oral presentation. You still have an opportunity for written submission until the 15th of February.
Ukugcizelela nje lokwengikushoyo ukuthi njoba sihlangene la namhlanje akusho ukuthi konke leko nikukhulumile noma njoba sixhumane nani okugcina lokho. Uma ngabe umuntu asesenako ukuthiza afuna ukusho usavulelekile sisekhona isikhala kodwa kufanele nazi ukuthi kuyavalwa ngomhla ka-15 February 2024. Lapho ke umuntu angakwenza lokho ngokuthi abhale phansi lokho ekubizwa ngokuthi ama written submissions. Kodwa namhlanje sisaxhumana nani ngqo sifuna ukuzwa uvo lwenu nezikhulumela.
The first call for public comment was issued on an ad that went out mid-December last year.
Isimemezelo sokuqala esenziwa saphuma ke ku-advert eyakhishwa ke phakathi nje kuka-December ngonyaka odlule lapho ke abantu kwababezwa khona ngale mihlangano efana nale.
The advert went to all national newspapers. So I want you to relax and not think after 1 o'clock you have missed an opportunity to engage with Parliament on this important bill. You still have until the 15th of February.
Manje ke la ma-advert noma le advert yaphuma kuwo wonke ama-newspaper khona lapha eNingizimu Afrika. Engikushoyo nje ukuthi ningakhathazeki. Uma ngabe mhlawumbe lethuba lanamhlanje ubona ngazuthi alanele usesenalo ithuba lokuthi ke ungakwenza lokho noma uvo lwakho ungaliveza ngokuthi ubhale phela ngoba kubhalwa ngaye lo mhla ka-15 February kuwo lonyaka.
Can I see by show of hands?
Cela ke niphakamise izandla laba ke abasesenentshisakalo yokukhuluma.
Number 1, you can come to the front. Number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All those that I've noted, please occupy seats in the middle. Number 1, you can proceed. Your 3 minutes starts now.
Mina tatangwana tinharhu ti sungula sweswi.
Good afternoon all. Good afternoon, Chair.
Mi pfuxela hinkwenu, hi pfuxela mutshamaxitulu.
My name is Kim Adams.
Adams,
I am from Ward 69, Region B,
ni huma ka Ward 59,
69.
69.
What I have to say is that government has proved to us that corruption is okay.
Mfumo wu hi kombile leswaku manyala ma laveka ma fanerile.
They have channeled it by making it not safe and letting us lose hope within our government.
Leswaku ku va u ri kahle swi ku endla u nga vi kahle, sweswo swi endla hi nga vi kahle, hi nga tshembi na mfumo wa hina.
We have illegal foreigners.
Na lava va nga va hlampfa va ku ta hi le handle.
There are hitmen that are killing people in our country.
Va le ku dlayeteleni ka vanhu va hina va vavisa.
Our kids are going missing.
Vana va hina va hetelela va nyamalala va nga tiveki.
Human trafficking is a live thing.
Leswi swo yiva vana swi tolovelekile a swa ha ri nchumu.
I am a mother of today
Ni manana namuntlha
that not only do I stand as a mother,
loyi a nga yimeki ntsena tanihi manana,
but I stand of a mother that a child went missing 2 weeks ago.
ni mhakhi loyi ni nga lahlekeriwa hi n'wana.
Through the grace of God, my daughter was found.
Hikwalaho ka ndzilo ta Xikwembu i kote ku kumeka.
And I will say this is through social media.
Ni ve ni swi yisa ka social media.
There is no protection on our cyber lines.
A ku na ku
of communication.
sirheleleka eka leswi swa ti social media ta hina.
And my daughter has an intellectual disability.
N'wana wa mina I na vutsoniwa byo karhi bya le miehleketweni.
In that process,
Eka sweswo
my daughter is also a South African gold medalist, Special Olympics, speed skater.
I muAfrika-Dzonga n'wana luwa mina na yena.
My daughter has presented South Africa in Austria already in 2017. She was picked again to go to Russia, but due to the war in the Ukraine, that was not possible.
Etlhele n'wana wa mina a hlawuriwa swa ku a ya Russia kambe hikwalaho ka nyimpi liya ya Russia na Ukraine a nga kotanga ku ya.
Now with the new Special Olympics coming up in 2025,
Se sweswiwa ku na ti-Olympic leti taka hi 2025.
they are selecting their teams and they're going to be going over again.
Se va hlawula va fanele va ya nakambe.
Safety in our country is a priority.
Vuhlayiseki etikweni ra hina I xilo lexi fanele xi rhanga mahlweni.
I never use the example of my daughter to make a point.
A no tirhisa ntsena xikombiso xa n'wana wa mina ku kombisa vunkoka ka mhaka leyi.
But what I'm saying is that the safety of our young ones drawn to drugs,
Xa nkoka lexi a ni xi vulaka I ku ri vana va hina vantshwa va hina va le nghozini ya swidzidziharisi.
made us lose our youngsters of today, our freedom children.
Hikwalaho ka swidzidziharisi sweswo vana va hina lava va nga tswariwa hi minkarhi ya ntshunxeko va hi lahlekela.
Our children of today is our future.
Vana va hina va namuntlha hi vona mundzuku bya hina.
We need to step up our security and our social media protection for our kids.
Hi fanele hi tlakusa xitandati xa vuhlayiseki leswaku vana va hina va hlayiseka.
How can we run a country if we cannot protect our future?
Hi nga fambisa njhani tiko loko hi nga sirheleli vumundzuku bya hina.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, everybody.
Khensa mutshamaxitulu, hi khensa un'wana na un'wana.
Thank you, ma'am.
Na khensa mhakhi.
Sanibonani ngiyanibingelela.
Mi pfuxela.
Ngithanda ukubingelela
Khensa
laba
lava
bezobunhloli.
pfuxela.
Ngithanda ukubingelela laba bezobunhloli.
I would like to greet those from the intelligence.
Igama
Victor Ngogankosi,
My name is Victor Nkosi.
Ward Committee, Ward 37,
I'm a ward committee member in Ward 37
Soweto.
in Soweto.
Ngibonga ithuba lokuthi sithole ithuba lokusondela la namhlanje.
I'm thankful for the opportunity that we came here today
Ukuzokwazi ukuthi sikhulume naleli office lezobunhloli ngaphakathi eNingizimu Afrika.
so that we can have a discussion with the Office of Intelligence here in South Africa.
Mina ngokwami umbono engibuka ihhovisi lezomhloli njengehhovisi elingekho.
According to me, or according to my own view, the intelligence office is rather non-existent, according to me.
Ngoba ngiyabangala mangilibona namhlanje ngezimo engizibona ezenzeka eSouth Africa.
I am surprised that I'm seeing you today here. That is due to the things that I see happening in South Africa.
Mhlambe funa sithole incazelo ukuthi yini ubunhloli.
Maybe we should
Leli
get,
office lobunhloli yini umsebenzi walo.
maybe we should get an explanation as to what exactly is intelligence, or what exactly is the work or the duties of the intelligence office.
Ngoba ngicabanga ukuthi nabo bahlala khona la eSouth Africa.
Because I also think they also reside here in South Africa.
Bayayibona into elangaphandle.
They see what's happening out there.
Yini bangakwazi ukuyivikela.
Why are they not able to prevent such events?
Ngomqondo wami omfishane ukunderstand ukuthi ezobunhloli zivikela izwe.
With my little understanding, I understand that intelligence protects the nation.
Mawulubuka leli izwe namhlanje
If you look at this nation today,
bese ubuyele emuva ulubuke ngabo 1990
and if you look back around the years of 1990,
bese uyawubona umehluko ukuthi ukuphi.
then you will see exactly where the difference is.
Izwe lethu libolile la ngaphandle.
Our country is rotten out there.
Ubugebengu buhlasele la ngaphandle.
Criminality is everywhere out there.
Otsotsi babamba abantu emini zikhona ezobunhloli ziyabuka.
Criminals are robbing people.
Edrobheni kunama camera in Joburg umuntu ubanjwa daylight akhanywe zikhona ezomhloli ziyabuka.
Criminals are robbing people during daylight. Intelligence is seeing that in Joburg. There are cameras.
Uhamba uye emahostela ibhamu zigcwele as nobody's business. Abantu bayabulawa as nobody's business. Ezobunhloli zikhona.
You go to the hostels, there is a lot of guns there. But
Ingakho ngithi
people
mina
are being
leli
killed.
office angiwazi umsebenzi walo ukuthi yini.
That's why I'm saying I do not know what's the use of this
Ngike
intelligence office.
ngahlangana ne-intelligent ngiwumuntu olwa nobugebengu elokishini.
I have come across this intelligence. I am actually a person who fights crime in the
Ngabatshela
township.
ngobugebengu obenzeka elokishini obenzeka daily basis abantu basuka la basuka khona nezimoto bazozilahlela la thina sihlala khona because they believe ukuthi i-township is where you dumping everything is not right, you dump from the township.
Ngeke ngabatshela ke ngobugebengu obenzeka lapha esihlala khona abantu baqhamuka ngaphandle bazolahla ke imoto la kuhlala khona thina ngabatshela ngakho konke ngoba bakholelwa
Bona batshela mina ukuthi angibathathele izithombe zalezo imoto ama registration ngibanike.
They told me to take registration numbers of those
South
vehicles
Africa is
and
like a
give to them.
banana republic.
Shuthi ke iSouth Africa sekuyizwe liziphethe.
Manje ngiyamangala mangibona ezobunhloli namhlanje.
Now I'm surprised that I'm seeing intelligence here today.
Izwe lethu aliphephanga nabo bayakwazi lokho.
Our country is not safe, they also know that.
Sinabantu abangomakhelwane abagcwelela izweni.
We are people who are neighbors who are
Abanganawo
now here.
amaphepha kodwa bahleli la ezweni.
They have no proper documentation, but they are here.
Sinabantu mina ngisebenza namaphoyisa kunomfana ogwaze omunye wambulala ubalekile uselisuthu amaphoyisa la awakwazi kuyomlanda elisuthu.
We have people, I work with the police, a boy stabbed another one and ran to
Kunomfana
Lesotho.
obulele intombazana eWhite City wayithatha wayifaka edeep freezer wayilahlela eLens akekho useMozambique amaphoyisa awakwazi kuyomlanda.
Somebody stabbed a woman and put them in a deep freezer and then they ran to
Niyaqeda
Mozambique.
niyabuya nesibizela esilungwini nithi sinizoza uvo lwethu singabahlali.
After that you call us into a...
Sinama location ayingakhi eSouth Africa.
how many locations do we have in South Africa?
That's why I'm saying logo kufana nokuthi ezomhloli opopayi eSouth Africa.
That's why I'm saying intelligence is like non-existent in South
Ukube
Africa.
ngiyazenzela ukube kuyangami lelo office lezomhloli ngabe liyavalwa.
If it was according to me, the intelligence office
Sigcwele
would be
ngezinto
closed.
ezinzima eSouth Africa sibulawa abantu kubulewe induna lapha eNiceville namhlanje akekho sitshelile akekho itholile ukuthi bulewe ubani.
We are living in difficult times in South Africa. In Mansfield, they
eSouth
killed an
Africa
induna.
ukudubula umuntu and hijack a person kuyinto it's like nothing.
Ukubulawa kwabantu nokudutshulwa kwabantu kuyinto engathi
I-corruption
ayilutho.
idla too much because uyahamba emaphoyiseni i-corruption is too much. Ngibize laba be-intelligent ngafuna ukukhuluma nabo nge-corruption engiyibone police station but namhlanje abakangiphenduli.
I called the intelligence people
Bahamba
about
bathi
corruption.
siyabuya nkosi namhlanje abakaze
Up
babuye.
until today,
Thina
they
sihlala
never came
kuwo lo
back.
mphakathi besiloko sila eSouth Africa.
We live in these communities and we've been here in South
Siyazibona
Africa.
lezi zinto.
We see these things.
Inkinga yakithi ukuthi abantu abethu abantu bakithi abasiphethe bayasuka mabaqeda ukusiphatha bayohlala la khona bangeza ukuhlukunyezeka khona
problem
bahlale
is that
endlini
our
ezinamagesi
leaders
bagadwe
go and
ngey'bhamu
live
thina
in-
we are living here la nine nashiya khona nahamba nayo kulwa thina besiloko sila asikaze siye ndawo namhlanje siyahlukumezeka uma ngabe uhijackwa bathathi kunamalona kunale bathi app yebhank akuvikelekile bayidraina yonke imali yakho through hijacking.
We are living here and we are facing all these things. When you're being hijacked, they
This
take your
country
money.
is going down.
Lelizwe lishona phansi.
Ngiyabonga.
Thank you.
The next speaker, can I humbly request?
English?
Can I humbly request when a speaker is expressing his or her views, also allow time for interpretation in order for all of us to be able to get what you are saying?
Ntate modulasetulo wa nako o kopa hore dibui tsohle tse tla tla ka pele di tlo bua o kopa di mpe di fe monyetla ho ditoloko hore ba tsebe hore ba toloke sebui se buang.
And most importantly, please indicate whether or not you support the bill.
E nngwe ntho ya bohlokwa ke hore o bue hore o tshehetsa bili kapo tjhe.
Good morning, everyone. Yes, it's still morning. I just
Yeah.
want to say thank you for the opportunity.
Ke a dumedisa ho bohle e santsane lo seng empa hape ke batla ho leboha monyetla.
Mr. Chair, yes, you said we must support the bill. Good. At the
Modula-
moment,
modulasetulo e o itse re tshehetse bili empa he hwa hona jwale
I didn't get enough time to go through the bill. This was my first time this morning.
Hi,
So
Kia-
I do apologize that I can't say anything about the bill at the moment, but I will write it down because you said we've got until the 15th of February. Is that correct? Is that fine?
ka bomadimabe ha ke a fumana nako e lekaneng ya ho sekaseka kapo ho bala bili ena empa ke tla dula fatshe ke e bale ebe na ho amohelehile hore ke bale ke ngole ebe ke a neelana ka tshwaelo ya ka.
To say something, the reason why I'm standing here, my name is Irene Jacobs.
Lebitso la ka ke Irene Jacobs.
I'm also part of the Ward Committee
Ke karolo ya Ward Committee
in Ward 69.
ho Ward 69.
And it's, my portfolio is sports, youth, and culture.
Portfolio ya ka ke sports, youth and culture.
I'm first going to talk about sports because it is my portfolio.
Ke tla bua ka tsa dipapadi pele hoba ke yona tulo e ke tsitsitseng ho yona.
I'm very passionate about sports in my community.
Ke rata tsa dipapadi haholo setjhabeng se ke dulang ho sona.
But the sad part, there is no facilities in our community for our youngsters.
Empa ka bomadimabe ha ona disebediswa tsa ho ithapolla bakeng sa batjha tulong e ke dulang ho yona.
It's actually said also at schools, there's not even facility for our children to go and train.
E nngwe ntho e bohloko haholo ke hore le dikolong ha diyo disebediswa tsena hore bana ba rona ba tsebe ho ikwetlisa.
They don't even have the proper sports gear to run in.
Ha bana le diaparo tse aparwang ho disebedisa bakeng sa dipapadi.
And illegal connections in Coronationville. I stay in Coronationville.
Ke dula Coronationville ho na le ho ikgokahanya ka tsela e seng molaong.
I need to talk fast here. We're experiencing low voltage in our community in Coronationville due to
Cor-
illegal connections.
Coronationville re na le mathata a low voltage ka baka la batho ba ikgokelang ka tsela e seng molaong,
At Slovo Park.
ba tswang Slovo Park.
So there is a project out to give Slovo electricity.
Ho na le projeke e motjheng ya ho fa Slovo motlakase,
But I'm not sure when it's gonna start.
empa ha ke tsebe hore na projeke eo e tla qala neng.
Because the community of Coronation is in danger. We can blow up in our homes.
Batho ba Coronation Park ba kotsing hobane ho ka ba teng ho phatloha ka malapeng.
We lost most of our appliances. If I can talk about myself, I don't even have a fridge.
Re senyehetswe ke disebediswa tsa motlakase ka malapeng, ha nka ka bua ka nna ke senyehetswe le ke fridge ya ka.
And as well, which is very important, the other day, I'm talking about crime now, the other day, it
Jwale-
was Monday, Monday, somebody threw, I don't know if it was a petrol bomb or whatever, but it was also on the news. So I need to talk about this because this is serious. This is about crime. And something happened. This is reality.
Ho na le ntho e nngwe ke batlang ho bua ka yona jwale e leng taba ya kotsi matsatsing a mmalwa a fetileng ho bile teng motho a lahlelang ho hong ka jarete ya ke tsebe hore lona e ne le petrol bomb kapo ke eng empaneng ho na le kotsi e batho ba iphumanang ba leng ho yona.
I don't know if it's a petrol bomb. They're still investigating.
Ha ke tsebe hantle le hoba ke petrol bomb empa ho santse le teng diphuputso tse etsahalang.
So I know that Shahima is in ICU at the moment as we speak.
Seo ke se tsebang ke hore jwalo ka re bua tjena Shahima o sepetlele.
So please, I ask you and I urge you that you need to do something about crime in our community. I'm not the first speaker that's talking about crime in communities because we're talking about laws, but South Africa, for me, is a lawless country.
Taba tsena tsa tlolo tsa molao ke ntho e ngongoreisang haholo hobaneneng ha se yona eo buang ka yona fela ka hare ho naha.
And please, our youth, can you please assist our youth in jobs?
Ke a
Or
kopa
anything
hle
to
thusang
keep,
batjha ba rona ka tsa mesebetsi
or anything to keep them constructively busy. Because
kapa eng re ka ba etsang ba dule ba e etsa e tla ba aha.
Because this crime is also part of our youth not knowing what to do with themselves. It's not an excuse,
Hobane
but
tlolo
please,
tsena tsa molao ke tsona tse bang batjha ba rona ba dula ba di etsa hobane ba ho sena ntho e nngwe ba ka e etsang.
please, they're young and they have a lot of energy to do either positive or negative. Please
Ka
help
kopo hle
us.
ba batjha mme he ba na le matla a mangata ba ka sebedisetsang tse ntle kapa tse mpe ka kopo hle re thuseng.
Please assist our youth to do more positive than negative. Thank you so much, Mr.
Ke a
Chair.
leboha hle thusang batjha ba rona ho etsa tse ntle e seng tse mpe ke a leboha haholo.
Thank you. The next speaker.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Ngiyanibingelela nonke.
My name is Pamela Mtetwa.
Mina ke nguPamela Mthethwa.
I'm from Lombardy East,
Ngivela laphayana eLombardy East,
which is Ward 81.
Ward 81.
I support and not support the bill.
Le bill ngiyayixhasa, ngiphinde futhi ngingayixhasi.
I'm sorry, Chairman.
Ngiyaxolisa isihlalo.
Few things that needs to be, I think, amended so that we are all happy.
Kunezinto nyana nje ezimbalwa engicabanga ukuthi kufanele zichitshiyelwe kuzo sonke sineliseke.
Like the NICOC must be independent and not be linked to a service. This-
Njenge NICOC kufanele nje yona izimele inganciki kakhulu kwi service.
The mandate of intelligence coordination must remain with NICOC and not be extended to the agency as the bill proposes.
Njengoba ke asho ukuthi NICOC kufanele izimele njengoba ke umthethosivivinyo uhlongoza.
And then the other one is the IGI must be independent and not be hidden in a service also.
Na IDI ngokunjalo kufanele izimele.
And we also need adequate safeguards. Adequate safeguards must be included to the section on bulk surveillances.
Ekuqapheni ke kwezinto ezinkulu kufanele nalapho kubhekisiswe kakhulu.
I'm standing here as a single parent.
Ngimi lapha njengomzali nje ongenayo umlingani wakhe.
I have a daughter where when she leaves the house, I'm worried what's going to happen to her.
Nginendodakazi yami ethi uma ihamba ekhaya ngikhathazeke ukuthi inkosi yami kazi kuyokwenzakalani ngayo.
It's even difficult to even let her go to do her sport activities.
Kunzima nokuthi ke ngimkhulule ukuthi aye phela kwezemidlalo.
I think the solution here will be if we have enough surveillance cameras that are linked into our police stations. The problem that we are facing as women and children in this country will be, we will be able to manage it. Because now our children are being raped by ghosts. They can't even identify who are these people. We are robbed by ghosts. If we have enough surveillance cameras in our areas, we know the dangerous areas in our communities. Put cameras in all the busy roads and all the places where communities go and report to the police. If we have enough cameras there, then we will know who are these people. If they are from within the country or outside the country, then at least the intelligence knows what needs to be done.
Mina engucelayo noma umbono engivela nawo ukuthi ke phela akube nama camera afakiwe ngisho nalapha ezikhungweni zamaphoyisa ukuzothi ke umaphoyisa abone la sihlala khona bazokwazi ukubona ngisho nale igila mkhuba ezidlwengula abantu besifazane ezibulala abantu la camera futhi abe nakule indawo lezi abantu bahlala khona ngenxa ukuthi phela le igila mkhuba usisi wami lapha uzibiza ngeipoki ababonakala labantu kodwa ke siyathemba ukuthi uma sisebenzisa ama camera bazobonwa kutholakala ukuthi labantu ngabe abantu bala ekhaya noma abantu bangaphandle.
And if the independent security companies can do that successfully, what makes our police, South African police, not to do it?
Manje uma ngabe le inkampani ezizimele zangasese ziyakwazi ukwenza lo msebenzi ukuthi ziqaphe zisebenzise wona lama camera yini into ehlula amaphoyisa ethu ukuthi enze ngokufanayo?
Thank you.
Ngiyabonga kakhulu.
Ngiyabingelela kubahlonishwa abangaphambili.
Greetings to the honorable members.
Igama uSiphiwe Isibongo Usibeko.
I am Sipiwe Sibego
Ngivela eWard 51.
From-
Ward 51 iseZola.
from Ward 51 in Zola.
Ngibuye ngibe activist. Lokho kungisiza ukuthi sikhona ukuhlangana nabanye abavela kwamanye ama-wards.
Ngiphinde futhi ke again I am an activist is Shoshovu that helps me now to interact with other people from other wards.
Zimbili nje izinto nami engekho happy ngazo la eMzansi.
There are only two things that I'm not happy about here in South Africa.
Ilezi zamazama nalama borders ethu.
It is the issue of the Zamazamas and our borders.
So siyazi ukuthi lapha eParliament kukhona lezi zinto abazibiza o standing committee or steering committee or ad hoc committee.
We are aware that in Parliament we've got things like steering committee or standing committee or ad hoc committee.
Laba akumele babheke ukuthi umuntu like ngiku intelligence ngabe ngisesenayo iwill nayo kwenza umsebenzi wami.
It is the responsibility of those people who then see as to whether, if for an example, I am an intelligence member, do I still have the capacity to do my work?
Abathuma sebakutholile lokho bakuveze sizokwazi ukuthi sibasize thina sesiwumphakathi ngoba angeke ngithi ngumngani wakho ngenza ukuba bese uyangireport uzosaba veza ukuthi ngithe mangihlola umuntu wakasibekwe ngathola ukuthi ulekha lana la noma ungeke ukusho ngegama uzosho nje idepartment eso sithe masamba senze oversight sathola ukuthi balekha lana la thina mase sizicheka lezi zinto yithina esogijima nazo phansi ngoba nina angeke nigijima nithi ngama comrades.
Now, when you do oversight, please give us the feedback and tell us as to what your findings are, so that we as people at grassroots level will then be able to, take that information and run around with it, so that we'll be able to assist you with your vetting process.
Mina angeke ngisho ukuthi ayikho intelligence, ikhona kodwa ayibonakali.
Personally, I wouldn't say that intelligence doesn't exist. It is there, but it is not visible enough.
Ngizoxolisa ukwenza example ngento engekho right yakaTsotsi. Ezola 2 kwakunoTsotsi owayethi makakufuna azafake iroko aziphendula umuntu besifazane. Bahlulwa yini ke labo ukuthi mabaye emayini bangcole nabo. If isikhona isidingo sokuthi bangcola angcole naye angene emayini.
I'm sorry for using an example that might be, very sensitive. But in Zola, there was a guy who is a tsotsi. That guy, when he intends to do something to a woman, he would go to an extent of wearing a dress and become a woman so that he can achieve his objective. Now, what is it, or why is it difficult for you that when you are, for an example, investigating or doing oversight in a mine, you fail to, wear like mine people, so that now you'll also, look like mine people, and then you'll be able to catch these culprits.
Yebo kunjalo nakhona kuma border. Mabangayehla ungezi ngetayi sizovele sikubone ukuthi hayi lo umuntu womthetho ncola nama kungcola angeke bakubone.
Now, the same applies with the issue of the borders. If you come there wearing a tie, people will, easily suspicious of you. You need to disguise so that people won't be able to see you, or identify you easily.
So ngaloko ngithi ngiyayisupporta le bill kodwa nana ke nipolisheni la kungapolishekanga khona.
With those few words, I support the bill, but I'm saying to you, please, tighten the screws where there are some loose screws. Thank you very much.
Siyabonga Mazia, isitimela saseZola.
Thank you very much, Mazia.
Sanibonani.
Greetings to everyone.
Igama lami nguzolithini isibongo ngwakwamncuba induna eNiceville eHostel.
My name is Zweltin Mncube from Mansfield Hostel. I am an induna there.
Kunenkulumo engiyithandile njengoba ngizokhuluma nje sike yafika. Ukuthi ngathi mgulukudu sinayo lapha eNiceville.
There's a point that has been highlighted here, which states that seemingly we do have, some crooks there at the Mansfield Hostel.
Sibonge nje ukuthi sibe zimenywa namuhla ukuba umphathi noma ukuba umholi akusho ukuthi uhlakaniphe ukudlula bonke abantu.
We are grateful for the opportunity that we've been invited into this gathering today, but to be a leader does not necessarily mean that you are clever than any other person.
Ukuba umholi usuke uthunyiwe ukuthi hamba uyosebenzela umphakathi okanye usebenzele isizwe.
To be a leader or to be in a leadership position, it means that you've been delegated or requested to go and work for the people.
Ngalawo magama ngiqonda ukudlulisa ukuthi kulabo abantu esibaholayo okanye kubantu esibaphethe baningi kakhulu abantu abangasiza kulenkinga esibhekene nayo njengoba singabantu baseningizimu Afrika.
Now, what I am seeing is that even though I'm in a leadership position, it means now that amongst the people that we are leading, there are a number of people that we can use who can assist us here in South Africa.
Uma ngenza isibonelo kafishane njengoba sikhuluma ngezomhloli ukuvikela izwe lethu kukithi ezandleni zethu akukho kubantu abaqashwe ukuba basebenze umsebenzi wezomhloli.
If I may make an example, the issue of intelligence does not need that the government should hire people to do that job, but it's the job that lies within our hands as the community or the residents of South Africa.
Okuqala nje ngizoqala kokho ngizokhala kakhulu siwumphakathi okanye singabantu baseningizimu Afrika ukuthi lapho esifike salahleka khona silahleke kakhulu enhlonipheni.
My concern is the issue of respect, amongst us as the citizens of this country.
Ukuhlonipha kukwenza ube umuntu phakathi kwabantu ngoba njengoba sikhona la eningizimu Afrika uma ukwazi ukuhlonipha kulapho okuholela ekutheni abantu basondele kuwe kodwa uma ungahloniphi ungayiphethe kahle abantu abakhona ukusondela eduze kwakho.
So now respect is very key, here in our country, because if you don't respect, people won't respect you. And you will never have the opportunity of getting closer to the people if you don't respect them.
Uma ngenza nje isibonelo njengoba sizinduna zamakhosi impela ukuze ubukhosi bakithi buhlonipheke yithini okufuna sibivikele njengoba sibivikele njengoba namanje busekhona nje.
If I may make an example, for us to be, able to protect our traditional leadership, that lies within us, with the respect that we accord our traditional leadership. That is why even today our traditional leadership still exists, because we respect and protect it.
Ngoba uma ungabuka ubugebengu njengoba busixake kangaka nje la eningizimu Afrika hayi ukuthi into engeke siyikhona into engaphela nje ngosuku olodwa uma singahloniphana ngoba lapha eMzansi thina abazali thina sehlulwa zingane zethu sithi uzoyibona uthisha lesikoleni imhlulu uthisha ayithumele ephoyiseni lehluleke iphoyisa igcine ejele umuntu ofelile oqala umzali.
If I may tell you that the issue of respect and, crime, for us, if we want to, it's something that we can solve. We are not afraid of dealing with crime. We can just stop it now. Now, another problem is that the issue of disrespect is something that starts at home. You find that parents are unable to control their children. They then take their children to school, and at school, those children, they, keep on disrespecting. They end up being referred to the police, and, this child grows up now being out of hand. At the end of the day, you find that this child ends up being someone who doesn't respect, and it becomes our problem.
Engizocela kakhulu kwezomhloli njengoba zisho zithi zisasinikile ithuba siyacela ukuthi nabo basihloniphe basize ukuthi sithini kubo basondele futhi kithi uma sibacela ngoba ngineqiniso ukuthi uma sihlangene senza imbizo ngosuku olodwa kuyophela nya ubugebengu eSouth Africa. Ngiyabonga.
I am requesting that the intelligence should come closer to us, because I believe that if we can work together with them, we can deal with crime in one day here in South Africa. Thank you.
Siyabonga olandelayo. Yebo.
Demasiari batho bote.
Good afternoon, everyone.
And rotamo rumelisa na watalsheza ronne dzina langa ndine Itani Rachitanda.
First of all, I would like to greet everyone. My name is Itani Rachitanga.
Deba Ward 10 Protea South Soweto.
From Ward 10 Protea South Soweto. I was listening to all the speakers that came before me.
And
I concur with them.
South Africa.
When it comes to issues of security in our country,
but
I come before you representing Al Jama Party.
And in a submission, yo Jeniswa Councillor Ahmad Tapelo, the former mayor, seconded by Councillor Gwamanda, who is the current mayor.
I have a submission which was put through by former councillor of Joburg, Tapelo Gwamanda. Tapelo Ahmad, who's the former mayor of Joburg. And also Kabelo Gwamanda.
The submission reads as follows.
Liṅwalo lo ḽi vhalea nga nḓila i tevhelaho.
You may be aware that from April 2022 to August 2022, as councillors of Al Jama in the city,
Vha nga ḓi zwi ḓivha uri kana vha nga ḓi zwi humbula uri u bva nga April 2022 swika nga August 2022 sa dzangano ḽa Al Jama kha ḓorobo ino
with the support of the minority party,
ri tshi khou tikedzwa nga madzangano maṱuku,
we led a solid campaign which exposed the illegal intelligence gathering activity that were committed of the racist and corrupt DA multi-government.
ro kona u bveledza kana u diabembela zwi tshi yelana na mafhungo a vhusevhi he avha vhu tshi khou itiwa kana mafhungo a songo tshimbidzwaho zwavhuḓi a vhusevhi he avha hu tshi khou itiwa nga dzangano ḽa DA na vhaledzani navho.
That campaign delivered a final blow that removed the racist DA from power in our city.
Bembela iḽo ndi ḽone ḽo ita uri ḽi kone u bvisa ḽihoro ḽa DA kha maanḓa kha ḓorobo yashu ya Joburg.
We are also aware that its illegal intelligence gathering activity of that corrupt DA was reported directly to the chairperson of the Standing Committee on Intelligence, Mr. Mark.
Mafhungo avho hayanoni a u sa tshimbidza mafhungo a zwa vhusevhi nga nḓila yo teaho ri a zwi ḓivha zwori o fhedzisela a tshi khou swikiswa kha muhulwane wa zwa vhusevhi nga ngomu vho Mr. Make.
This cannot be denied because we have emails from the senior officials of the city of Johannesburg that show reports that were sent to email addresses of personal assistants and the chairperson.
Hezwi zwi nga si hanedzwe na nga muthu na muthihi nga nṱhani ha uri na vhuṱanzi vhu no fana na dzi email vhune ha vha uri ho kona u swikisiwa kha vhurangaphanḓa ha masipala uyo.
To our dismay, and despite the chairperson of parliament have been formally informed of the illegal intelligence gathering activity of the racist and corrupt DA in the city of Johannesburg, no oversight was ever taken by the Standing Committee on Intelligence and Parliament itself.
Naho mafhungo ayo o kona u swikiswa kha Standing Committee tsha vhusevhi ngei phalamennde a huna na tshithihi tshe vha kona uri vha kone u tshi ita kana u ṱoḓisisa malugana na mafhungo eneyo ane a vha uri o vha a tshi khou itiwa nga dzangano eḽinoni ḽa DA zwihulwanesa a tshi kwama vhusevhi na tshiṱalula kha vhathu.
With these concerns in mind, as Al Jama, we want to raise these three questions.
Musi ro sedza zwenezwi riṋe vha dzangano ḽa Al Jama ri khou nyaga u swikisa mbudziso tharu dzi tevhelaho.
Why did committee or parliament fail to conduct oversight in the city of Joburg when this matter was reported to it?
Ndi ngani phalamennde i songo ya ṱola kana ya ita vhuṱoli kha ḓorobo ya Joburg musi aya mafhungo o swikiswa khavho?
Secondly, if the committee or parliament failed to exercise oversight when it was invited to do so in the city of Joburg, how will this bill ensure such oversight provided with a similar situation arises in future?
Zwino musi Standing Committee tshinoni tsho balelwa u ḓa u ṱola ḓorobo ya Joburg kha mafhungo e ra vha swikisa e ra vha luma nḓevhe ngao zwi tshi kwamana na mulayo tibe oyu une ra vha ri kwamba ngawo ṋamusi Standing Committee tshinoni tshi ḓo kona u ṱola hani kana u lavhelesa hani mashumele a mulayo tibe uyu?
Lastly, how will this bill ensure that intelligence gathering functions are not usurped and abused by racist DA to undermine the democratic and transformation project in our country?
Tsha u fhedzisela ndi tsha uri mulayo tibe uyu kana zwine zwa vha uri zwi nga ngomu ha mulayo tibe uyu komiti i ḓo vhona hani uri zwi songo tshimbidzwa nga nḓila i songo teaho nga ḽihoro eḽinoni ḽa DA ḽine ḽa vha uri ndi ḽa tshiṱalula na tshanḓanguvhoni.
But lastly, that was in closing with the submission.
Oba awone maipfi anga a u fhedzisela hayo nahone ndi khou swikisa makumedzwa anga nga u ralo.
But I'll also like to add or ask if this engagement will also reach the people in the places like Soweto, Alexander, Tembisa, Val, so that they understand and engage, they have knowledge of what is happening.
Fhedziha ndi tea u dovha nda vhudzisa kana nda ṱoḓa u ḓivha uri zwine ra khou zwi ita ṋamusi zwi khou ḓo dovha zwa swikelela muthu ane a vha uri u ngei Soweto na Alexander, Tembisa na vhuṅwe vhupo u fana na vho Val nga u angaredza na?
Thank you very much, President.
Ndo livhuwa, nda.
Sorry, sir. Can I request that you take your submission to that table with your contacts? Thank you.
Ke tlo kgopela gore o ishe ditshwao tša gago kua tafoleng yeo, o ba fe le dinomoro tša gago tša go ikgokaganya. Ke a leboga.
Okay. Leina la ka ke nna Rani Kweletši Makanatleng.
My name is Rani Kweletši
Makanatleng.
Makanageng.
Yeah. Ke tšwa Ward 115 Kaya Center, Zone 14.
I'm from Ward 115 Kaya Center in Zone 14.
Ke replace Sanko ke committee gape ka Kaya Center.
I am from Sanko and also I am a member of the Kaya Center Committee.
Rena ka mo Zone 14. Rena le sello se segolo. Mafreina a shapa karate wana ka mo a itirela ntho engwe le engwe ba e nyakago ka mo Zone 14.
The residents of Zone 14 are facing a big challenge. The foreign nationals are doing as they wish in that area.
Ke bala le bo ke le dula gona Kaya Center. Ke dutse Kaya Center mekhukhu ya Kaya Center mo ke dula gona e thomile ka 1998.
That area was formed in 1998. It's an informal settlement called Kaya Center.
Na go thoma mekhukhu e be go na le space se segolo sa government, open space e kgolo mara ga ona bana a sa bonagala.
Back in the days, we used to have a big piece of land which belonged to the municipality, but today we do not see that piece of land.
Ke mo e le go gore mafreina a rekisha pleke one room ba e rekisha ka 40,000. One room ba e rekisha ka 40,000. One room ke 3 by 3.
So on that particular area, the foreign nationals have erected houses. They sell one room for 40,000. That is it.
Re nama South Africa re a tshaba go itšela molao matsogong ka gore re a hlompha molao.
As South Africans, we are afraid to take the law in our hands because we respect the law.
That's why rena re renta mo go bona because re a tshaba re hlompha molao bona ba na le sebete le ka gare ga jarata sekolo ba fihla ba ge mkhuthu.
That's why we are renting from them because we are the law-abiding citizens. These people are very brave. They even build in schoolyards.
Bothata yo re na go le yona a re na metsi ba re connectela metsi re patela metsi a e le gore a connecta ke bona ma-foreigner.
So another challenge is that we do not have water. We don't have potable water. They are the ones who connect us to the water systems.
Ke bala le ona mohlagase wa senyokanyoka o le gore re connectela ke bona ba re rekišetša o patela 700 per month.
Even electricity, we buy electricity from them and they connect, they do illegal electric connections and we pay 700 rand per month.
And metsi ona ba rekišetša 300 per month.
We pay 300 rand for illegally connected water per month.
Ba sa kgone go ka joina mo go bona ba tsama gore ba gekua dipomping ba gona o bulela pompi a tsamaye a beile basket ya mashuba a buletse pompi a tsamaya a ye ntlong go tlo mmotša a re no ntho ke ya government.
And another thing is that we do have communal taps. If you cannot afford this expensive water, we do have communal taps, but there are some residents who waste water. They would just open the tap and just let the water flow the whole day, and then when you approach them to say, but you cannot do that, they would then say to you that, no, you can't tell me this belongs to the municipality.
Go ka re o re reporta motho a ira crime o tla go botša gore nka se fetse 3 days tronkong and wena o tlo ra ke boa o fedile ka wena.
And then when you report a crime, that particular criminal will tell you that I'm not even gonna stay for 3 days in prison. And when I come back from prison, you are gonna be in big trouble.
And go tlo no ba jwalo ke se ke bone go ba bantši and then ba ile gore le bona ba ba file ba beile listing ba re maphodisa ba botsa gore ke mang a go reporta and ke se ke bone batho ba bantši ba ile gore ba beile listing ba ba botsa gore la gago le ka se le dikele today ba tsamaya ba ba thuntše.
And indeed, when they come back from prison, you are going to be in trouble because they even compiled a list of the people who have to be dealt with. And another thing is that the police are not even helping. They tip these criminals off to say, it's so and so who reported you to the police.
Nna ke mo listing ka go bona ke kwana le crime so ke mo listing e le nna a ke tsebe gore la ka letšatši le tla ndikelela neng.
And I am also on the list because I am a law-abiding citizen. So as I speak, I don't know when is my day.
Mekhukhu e le go gona jwale e ka ba 70,000 and then godimo ga 70,000 ma South Africa ke 10%, less than 10,000.
And then in that area, we've got about 70,000 shacks, and the ones that are occupied by South Africans could be about 10%.
Ke lebella mo 5,000 ka mokana ga yona ke yona e rentago mo go ma-foreigner.
So of the 5,000 that are renting, they are renting from foreign nationals.
Wena go ka re o dire wa gago mokhukhu ba ile o dula o ka se dikeletša letšatši ba yo lela ba o thubile ba re o rekile mo go mang.
And then if you can decide to erect your own shack, they are going to demolish it. They're going to want to know who did you buy this shack from.
Batho ba re lawa ka bona gagolo ka crime ka car center ke ma-Zimbabwe ke ma-Nigeria because ona a rekiša drugs life jo ka re go ba rekiša ditamatis mo strateng.
So these wrongdoers there in our area, most of them are Zimbabwean nationals and Nigerian nationals who sell drugs on the streets freely, as if they are selling vegetables on the streets.
Please conclude, sir. Please conclude. In closing, Sabofelo.
Okay. Okay, ntlha ya rena mafele be ke re government o ka re e ka segela distene rena ra e ka gela and then ra kgona ka itirela dintlo tša rena gore kgone o safe se ka riela dintlo e re fe space re kgone ka gela.
And my last point, would like to appeal to our government to please give us pieces of land so that we can build ourselves houses so that you do not waste a lot of money building. We will be able to build for ourselves. All we need is pieces of land. Thank you.
Re lebogile, Papa.
Hello. I would actually not thank this opportunity at all. I would actually not thank this opportunity at all. My name is Lebus Khotodi. I'm 16 years old. I'm actually part of the committee where I stay at 115 Zone 14 Cousins. That's my uncle, #my mentor.
Zone 14.
He's right, actually. He's been to prison more than 5 times. Not because he's wrong, but actually he's right. He's fighting for the good, he's fighting for the great, but it does not matter as the government does not say that way. The intelligence is failing us, as well as the police force, not forgetting one big question, education. Education is the key to the future of our country and the next leaders of the future.
Thuto ke yona ntho ya bohlokwa bakeng sa bokamoso ba naha ena ya bo rona.
I am 16 and I started asking mom when I was 14, why do you vote? I started asking my mom when I was 14, why do you vote?
Ke ne ke qale ho botsa mme wa ka ke na le dilemo tse 14 hore na hobaneng ha vouta.
She said to me, I vote because I believe that the future is great, not just because what the perpetrators are doing, but what the government made do for us as black people and South African citizens.
Are yena o vouta hoba ana le tshepo ya hore kamoso mohlomong mmuso o tla ba sebeletsa hantle.
As now as I'm 16, I actually start wondering, why did I ask her that question?
Jwalo ka ha ke na le dilemo tse 16 ke a ipotsa hore na ebe ne ke ipotsetsang potso eo.
I should actually start asking the government, why should people vote?
Ke tshwanela ho botsa mmuso hore na hobaneng Ke tshwanela ho botsa mmuso hore na hobaneng ha setjhaba se vouta.
I know one would say it's because of the government promises, and we don't want promises, but we want promises that are going to be made and achieved.
Mohlomong e mong a ka re ke ka lebaka la hobaneng
One should vote to see results, not to be promised to one. Our future is less promise. And I would actually say, why do children go to school? Where I come from, we have a school bus that takes young kids to school. That bus carries less than 60 children, but instead it carries more than 200 in one bus.
nka ipotsa hape hore na ke ka hobaneng le ha bana ba ya sekolong hobane le dipalangwang tse sebediswang ho ya sekolong ha di boemong bo botle bana ba kengwa ba le bangata haholo ho feta lenane le badilweng.
200, that's a lot in a small bus that carries 80 passengers. So actually, some of them don't even use the school bus because they suffocate because they can't breathe. And I'd actually ask the government, should we still continue going to school?
Ba bang bana ha ba sa kgona le ho kena ka hare dibeseng tseno hobane ba bipetsana jwale ka hona ke botsa mmuso hore na ebe ntse re tshwanetse hore re tswele pele ho ya sekolong.
Do you expect the youth to vote if you cannot do right by them, not only by asking a lot of things, but just for quality education?
Na ebe ntse lebelletse hore batjha ba ka tswela pele ba ya sekolong maemong a.
You the ones with the powers, do you think your status quo matters to us? Because if we don't matter to you, why should you matter to us?
Jwale ha ile mo bonahala hore ha rena thuso ho lona na ebe jwale rona re ka le nka le na le thuso ho rona.
Do you think most youth will be educated? No, because the status quo would remain low as the government does not care but live in a best life that could actually give the community.
Ha o le mokgwa wa hore batjha ba ka tswela pele ka dithuto tsa bona maemong ana a mmuso wa etsang.
Yes, I agree with the bill, but not exactly, because it needs to be polished. Do not write what you think must be there, but write what the community think must be there. So I would actually ask you guys to actually think about the future, because the generation of today is the future. Do you think we'd have more leaders if you guys don't think about them at all?
Jwale re tla le kopa hore le ke le nahane ka bokamoso bo tjhabileng ba setjhaba.
Some of them actually decide going to drugs because they can't do school anymore. School, it's just the power and the key to our success, just like as you leaders got there as your first step.
Ba bang ba bona ba kgetha ho sebedisa dithethefatsi hobane ho sena mokgwa o mong o ba ka o etsang.
I one day wish to be up there sitting and taking the communities, but for me to be up there, I actually need to understand and know where they come from.
Le nna ntse ke batla hore ke dule ditulong tseo tse hodimo ho lona empa hore ke fihlelle mono ke tlameha hore ke tsebisise hantle mo ke tswang teng.
That's why I would say that a person would not do right by the community if you've never been in that situation.
Ke ka hoo ke dumelang hore motho a ke ka etsetsa setjhaba dintho tse ntle haeba yena e so ka ba eba karolo ya setjhaba seo.
So as I would say again, please, in the bill or doing your laws, please put what the community thinks should be there, not what you as leaders think should be there. Thank you.
Ke kopa le hore ha le etsa melao.
Thank you. The next speaker.
Ngibingelele umphathi wohlelo nekomiti lakhe. Ngibingelele notolika, ngibingelele nomphakathi wonke olanga phakathi endlini.
Let me greet the chairperson as well as the members of the community. Let me also greet the interpreters and the community as a whole.
Ngibonge uba ingxenye yalomhlangano esikuwona osukwini namhlanje.
And thank you for the opportunity to be part of this meeting that we are having today.
Mina ngithi ngiyayisupporta le bill kodwa angazi noma uhulumeni kukulekelela kunina beyinhloli bengakhona ukushicilela ezimeni ezithinta la makuthiwa kuqashwa abantu from 18 to 35.
I say personally I support this bill, but I'm not sure whether the government could assist when it comes to the part where people are being employed, when they say they are employing people from 18 to 35.
Ngokubona isimo sokuthi labantu aba 18 to 35 abanazi idinge eningi ukudlula thina bo 35 to 55.
By seeing that the people or the age group between 18 to 35 do not really have so much of needs more than us from the age group of 35 all the way to 50.
Bese ngiphinde ngisondele la ekuthenini nina njengeyinhloli nina khona ukuthumela abantu abayingqapheli ukuhamba endaweni esihlala kuzona kuma township.
Then I would come to the fact that you as the intelligence officers would be able to send or delegate some people who would visit the places that we actually live in, the townships.
Ngixolisa ukungazisho igama ngathi khona engidlulile la.
I do apologize for not stating my name. I must have missed that.
Ukuthi kuningi engicabangayo ngalesimo esikusola namhlanje.
I actually have a lot in my mind about the current situation we are facing in this country.
Lo khulumayo ngingu Aaron ngwakwaXaba ngokokuhlala ngiseSoweto ku Ward 37 ehostel laseNesville.
Speaking is Aaron Klaba. I'm from Ward 37 in Nansfield Hostel in Soweto.
Ngihlala ku Ward 37.
I live in Ward 37.
So ngibhlungu kakhulu ngoba uthothi njengoba buholi bendabuko lapha yasihlala khona.
I'm very saddened because you'd find that in the area that we live in, we have traditional leadership.
Siyesibone abantu bangaphandle beqhamuka bedayisa.
We would see people from outside or foreign nationals coming in selling things.
Ngifuna ukwazi la mhlambe kunina beyinhloli ukuthi nina lona uhlelo lokuthi nibone labantu ama foreigners ungena kwawo ukuthi angena ngendlela eyiyona ngoba sigcina thina abahlali na nezakhamuzi zala eNingizimu Afrika singabi nayo imisebenzi.
I would just like to know, you as the intelligence officers, do you have a way to monitor the entrance of these foreign nationals, because we as the citizens end up not having jobs?
Okuningi ke kuye kungiphathe kabuhlungu ke mina mangabe ngibona isimo sabantu baseNingizimu Afrika bengasebenzi.
A lot saddens me, especially when I look at the situations South African people are facing, especially when they are not employed.
Uthola ukuthi esikhathini esiningi siyayisebenzela imiphakathi njengoba sizinduna.
And you'd find that in a number of times we are working for the communities as izinduna.
Uthothi mhlamba akukho la esicosha khona.
And you find that there is nothing that we gain.
Kodwa uhulumeni wethu sithi sinohulumeni siyavota njalo after 5 years.
Yet we say we have a government and we vote every other 5 years.
Ngiyabonga kulo mazwi sengiwashilo ngiyathokoza.
Thank you for what I've said. Thank you.
Siyabonga olandelayo.
Sanibonani.
Greetings.
Igama uZanele kaDubazana ngiphuma eAlexander.
My name is Zanele Dubazana. I'm from Alexander
Ward 76.
in Ward 76.
Imithetho le ngiyavumelana nayo eminye angivumelani nayo.
I-
Iyazicontradict.
I do support this bill to certain extent, but some of it contradicts itself.
Kunalabathi umuntu unelungelo lokuthi abe nophahla phezu kwekhanda lakhe.
There's a point where it says a person has a right to have a roof over their head,
But izindlu azikho.
but there are no houses.
Kuphinde, human settlement ayifuneki.
Then again, the human settlements is not allowed or is not given a chance.
Because angithi lezo indawo kungenzeka abafuna ukusebenzisela ukwakha izinto.
You meant informal settlements?
Yeah, informal settlements ayifuneki.
They do not allow informal settlements because you might find that they have a plan to build houses in that piece of land.
Niphinde nibuye nina nibafakele ama-jojo tank.
And then you come back and you give them Jojo tanks,
Nibafakele ugesi.
give them electricity.
So kusho ukuthi niyabavumela ukuthi bahlale laphaya.
In other words, that means you are permitting them to live there or to stay there.
Kubuye kuze niphe abantwana amalungelo.
And you also gave our children rights.
Bekumele nibatshele nemigomo ukuthi asebenzaphi lamalungelo.
You should have also given them conditions as to when and how these rights actually apply.
Because thina sasebona abazali babo.
Because we are no longer their parents.
Yiyo ikhosi eyenza ukuthi abantwana baphume esandleni.
That is the main cause that creates a situation wherein our children are uncontrollable.
Kuneyindawo ebesazi ukuthi yezomphakathi.
There were areas that we were all aware that such areas belonged to the community,
Ukuthi abantwana bayenze art.
where our children or the youth were allowed to do things like artwork.
Khona manje sekuyindawo ezithiwa ama-private property. Kumele babhadale abantwana makumele bayopractice maybe ukudriver or uku-actor.
Currently, such places are now called private properties. For these young people to access such places, they now have to pay, either be it they are going to practice their dancing or practice their acting.
I think kumele ningenelele nala.
I think you should also intervene in that.
Ngicela nibuyise futhi umthandazo i-assembly ezikolweni.
Please, I would also request that you bring back assemblies and prayers at schools.
Nesport angisasiboni senzakala kakhulu ezikolweni.
I also don't see a lot of sport happening at schools.
Hayi ngiyabonga.
Thank you. That would be all for now.
Thank you. Okay. Okay. Ke dumedisa kaofela.
Greetings to everyone.
Ka lebitso ke Miriam Matshidiso-Pule
My name is Miriam Matshidiso-Pule
from Ward 53 Lufereng.
ho tswa Ward 50,
53 Lufereng.
ho tswa Ward 53 Lufereng.
Ward 53 Lufereng ina le matlo e leng hore a qetiwe ho ahuwa.
There are houses that have been finished in terms of building them.
A sale re tshepiswa hore batho ba ngodisitseng
We were promised that all people who have registered for the houses
ba tla bitswa ba tsebe ho kena matlong.
will be called in order to be allocated those houses.
And then it's very sad uli mme or ntate wa 40 something years.
And it's said when you are a father or mother of 40
Ebe
something
o
years,
dutse back room or you renting without even hore o thole o be le income o sa sebetse.
you remain renting, not having an income because you are unemployed.
Even le baneng ba hao o ba a failure because ba tla o jwetsa ba re o na le matric o ntso re re ya sekolong but then o still o ntso o renta o sa sebetse.
Even to your child,
But
to
you
your
still-
children, you look like a failure because you are still renting out a property and you are not working.
And then o tlo njwetsa nna ka matric.
And you come and tell me that I didn't finish my matric.
Re alla haholo re le youth.
We are crying as the youth.
Di post ha di tswa di re 18 to 35 years.
When the posts are being advertised, they require a person to be 18 to how many years?
35 years.
35 years.
Parliament over 65, they're still there.
Parliamentary. Parliamentarians are over 65, but they're still
So-
occupying their offices.
Ki batla ho tseba from 36 up to 50 something years, ho etsahaleng ka rona?
What is happening with the people who are 35 upwards? What must happen with us?
Ki bona department e re feile haholo,
The department is really failing us.
ebile e sa tlo re feila ha fela e sa kgone hore e ntshe batho bale ba kgale
And
parlamenteng.
it's still going to fail us by not taking out those who are elderly but still working in parliament.
Re kopa hore ho be ke ko be le phethoho e bang teng.
There must be really some
Re
transformational
kgathetse,
changes.
re utlwile,
We are tired, we have
ha
had
re
enough.
sebetse.
We are not working.
Re na le di matric le di qualifications.
We've got post-matric qualifications.
Ha re thole mesebetsi.
We are not getting employed.
Apartheid sa le teng South Africa.
There's still apartheid in South
Because
Africa.
ha o sebetsa ko departmenting o kenya wa heno.
Because when you are working in the department,
Ha o sena wa
you create
hapule
opportunity for your relative.
Ha o sena wa hapule departmenting, then you are nothing.
If you don't have a relative in the department, then you
So re
can't get
kopa
a
as
job.
please ra kopa ra ikopela tswetswe.
Please give us the
Matlo
opportunity.
ke a le lefereng mole Ward 53
There are houses at Lefereng.
a qetella a
They
vandaliziwa.
are now being vandalized
Ke our brothers and sisters ba seng ba tsuba nyaope.
by our brothers and sisters who are now using Nyaupe.
Because ba itsuba le bona ha re tsebe mathata ke afeng, but unemployment
They are using this Nyaupe. We don't know
Is the
what
main
is
cause.
compelling them to use it, but it may be the issue of unemployment.
So the department must let go of the intelligence officers
Lefapha le lokela ho tlohela ba bohlweki.
from the previous apartheid regime.
Ba ne ba sebeletsa
They
puso ya
must
apartheid.
retire.
Ba lokela ho beha meja
Re
fatshe.
kgathetse ke bona.
We are tired of them.
And we are not for the bill.
Mme ha re tshehetse bili ena.
Thank you very much.
Ke a leboha haholo.
Thank you so much.
Ke a leboha haholo.
We are only left with 10 minutes.
Re salletswe ke metsotso e 10.
I can only take 2 hands and then we close.
Mme ke tla nka matsoho a mabedi fela ebe re a kwala.
I'll take Wename and then Barcelona at the back, those 2 hands.
Matsoho ao a mabedi a seng a sutsiwe mme le motho o itsweng Barcelona moo morao.
I only noted 2 hands.
Besithathe izandla ezimbili kuphela. Ngathi bathi hlala phansi.
Yes. My apology. Please proceed, Mayor.
Ungasondela ma.
You only,
Ulukhuluma lusebenzisa ma.
strictly 3 minutes, ma. And your 3 minutes starts now.
Ke dumedisa bagolo
Greetings to the leadership.
and everybody in the house.
Le botlhe ka mo ngwakong.
Ke lebogela go thola nako ya today.
Thank you for the opportunity to deliver my submission.
Please.
Ke kopa go buela-
Atamela ko mic,
ko
Mayor.
mic.
Thank you.
Ke kopa go boela back to our culture.
I would like us to go back to our culture.
And I would like to go back to families.
Ke nyaka gore re boele kua malapeng.
Hobaneng I believe gore from families then we'll have community, then we'll have nation.
Ka baka la gore taba e thoma malapeng.
Thoma gae.
Ra ba le setšhaba, gomme ra ba le naga ka bophara.
Biano rona as parents, and rona, I'm a grandmother. Ke qakwa ke bana.
Now, as a grandmother, I have a challenge with my children, my grandchildren.
Ke qakwa ke bana in the sense ya gore we cannot discipline them.
Re palelwa ke go ba gala.
Because they will tell you gore ki lo go tshwarisa, you are abusing me.
Because they will, ka baka la hore ba tla go botša gore, I am going to get you arrested, ka baka la hore wa ntlaiša.
Because corporal punishment is no more there, re ka se re.
Ka baka la gore, ka baka la gore bana ga ba sa dumelelwa gore ba bethwe.
And rena re godile re betwa up to my age as I am.
And we were raised by corporal
As
punishment.
black people.
Bjalo ka batho ba baso.
So discipline is not there. My teacher a hlolega to discipline because discipline starts from home.
Now the teachers cannot even discipline these children because they were not disciplined from their homes.
So re kopa go lokisa taba ya bana when they tell us that we are abusing them, we can't thrash them, we can't do nothing.
So we would like us to fix this issue. Bana ba rena ba re botša gore re a ba tlaiša gomme re palelwa ke go ba gala.
Ke kopa go ya go Department ya Housing.
And now to the Department of Housing.
Re le badudi ba South Africa.
As the citizens of South Africa,
we get so much surprised. Gobaneng dintlo di teng, but South Africans can't enter. Ho dutse ba maleme a shele.
re makala kudu, we do have houses have been erected, but South Africans cannot occupy those houses. We have
Foreigners. Ba dutse ko.
yes, foreigners who are occupying these houses.
Re kopa gore e fixiwe gore how do they enter into the houses rona South Africa? Re dutse re tshwere di C-form, but no way.
Please let's rectify that because how but we as South Africans we do not have houses but we do have C forms.
Ya boraro ke kopa go ya gona ke gore ke qadilwe ke population in South Africa.
And also I would like to talk to the issue of the population of South Africa.
Or how do this South Africa get so populated?
Africa borwa e ba bjang le batho ba bantši ka tsela e mara.
Ga jwang batho ba bangwe ba tlogetse dipleke tsa bona ba mo.
Many people have left their countries, they are here in South Africa.
So what must we do as South Africans?
Bjalo, tshwanetse re dire bjang bjalo ka maAfrika borwa?
What about our resources in South Africa?
Di dirišwa tša rena.
Everything is abused.
Di dirišwa di šomišwa ke batho ka bontši di a senyega.
Legally, everything is there. As rona South Africans, we know, we understand ourselves that this is our country to look after, as I did look after it up to now.
It's not us as South Africans who are vandalizing the South African resources because we are law-abiding and we try at all costs to take care of our resources.
Proceed.
Tobe.
Greetings.
Kalina ke Lawrence Manyediwane.
Lawrence Manyediwane.
Region C, Zone 7, Ward 44, a Public Safety Ward Committee.
Ken Ward Committee watch Chiralechego ya setšhaba.
Na ha ke tlo bolela too much because of I believe everybody motho mongwe le mongwe ke bona le maleba hore a ka bolela ntho engwe le engwe a nyakang ebile a ke bone o na le motho o mo wrong mo lefatsheng.
I'm not going to say much. A lot of the previous speakers have said a handful, and I believe that everybody has a right to say whatever they feel and whatever they wish to say.
Tše pedi tše nka nyakang go di bolela ke gore bana ba sekolo ba re tshwenya.
Now, here are my 2 points. The first one, we have a problem with our school children.
Ba rata dintwa ba ya lwa.
They fight amongst themselves.
Bjale be ke kgopela gore mo melaong ha re change melao e mengwe o ba re amenda melao mpe re change molao wa gore ba tshwariwe ba ye disoko juvenile a ba tshwariwe ba ye tronkong straight gore ba kgone go lokišega.
And now, as we amend our laws, we know that they are juveniles. Let's amend the laws so that they are arrested and go to the proper main prisons.
Ka gore ba ikemišetša go tsena sekolo ba ikemišetše o lwana.
Because they don't want to go to school, all they want to do is fight.
Sa bobedi ke gore re na le mathata a batho ba tshwarang dithunya mo lefatsheng la rena.
To my second point, we have a challenge with people who own guns in our communities.
Le bona ne ke kgopela hore if ba tshwariwa if re change melao ba tshwariwe ba be le sekobo se le reng se ba bya ko tronkong before ba yo seka.
So we must amend our laws to say that they must be arrested and they must also be imprisoned before they can go for trial.
So gore ba kgone go kwa ba kwishishe molao wa South Africa gore go bothata a re nya ke dilo tse di be simple ne.
So that they can see that what they're doing is wrong, and then even next time they are skeptical when they are about to do bad things with their guns.
Nka no tlaletsa ka ya mafelelo. Ya mafelelo yona ke be ke kgopela if wa kgonea he le re melao ya kgona o change ya mo le reng change ya ona re mpe re be le lefase le reng le bereka le shuma 24 hours like South Africa e bereke 24 hours so that batho ba kgona go khumana meshomo.
Oh yes, and then to my last point, I would like South Africa to have government services that are provided 24/7.
Ke a leboha.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Let me take this opportunity and thank you, all of you, for taking time to come and have your say in shaping the policies of our country.
Ke tšee sebaka se ke le leboge ka moka ka gore le tšere sebaka la tla lantšha maikutlo a lena gore re tle re kgone go aga Afrika Borwa.
You have been afforded an opportunity to have your say in order for your views to be taken into consideration when we finally decide on the final product of our bill.
Le filwe sebaka sa gore le tle le kgone go ntšha maikutlo a lena gore re tle re kgone gore pele ga ge re ka phetha mo fetola molaokakanywa wo gore o fetole o tlo be molao e bane re kwile gore batho ba reng.
You still have another opportunity until the 15th of February to submit your written submission in order for us to consider all the views and comments from the public.
Lesana le sebaka go fitla ka la 15 February go tlisha maikutlo a lena ka tsela ya go ngwala pele ga ge re ka fetša go kopanywa ditšhišinyo le mebono le maikutlo a setšhaba gomme re dire pego gomme re kgone go tšwela pele ka molao wona o.
Your submissions can be sent to the following email address:
Ditšhišinyo tša lena di ka romelwa go aterese ye le gore e tlo fiwa fa ya email
glab2023@parliament.gov.za for the attention of Ms. Aluto Sombekle. I
Yeah.
repeat, glab2023@parliament.gov.za.
ke yona email address yewe e le gore ke yona glab2023@parliament.gov.za.
Attention Aluto Sombe.
gomme go ngwala o re ke o tla romela go yena Aluto Sombeka.
And also, we've realized that some of the members, as they were giving us their input, they were still relying on the old submission. There is a latest published bill. Please make sure that you get hold of the bill from our parliament staff so that your submission are in relation to the latest bill.
gomme se sengwe se e le gore ke se lemogile fa ke gore maloko a setšhaba ga ba bolela a be a bolela mabapi le molao o e leng gore kwa kgajana ke tlo kgopela gore le keng le hwetše wo wa moragorago gomme ge le tliša ditšhišinyo tša lena ka tsela ya go ngwala le be le tliša tšona ditšhišinyo tša lena le ditshwaotshwao tša lena mabapi le molaokakanywa wo moswa wa moragorago.
Thank you so much once again. You are all requested to remain seated. Parliament staff will attend to you. So as we adjourn the meeting, please do not go out. Remain seated The meeting stands adjourned. Thank you so much.
Ke le leboge gape gomme re tlo kgopela gore le ske la tšwa ka mo ngwakong wo gomme bona bathuši ba palamente ba tlo le botša gore go diragalang go tloga fa ka gore yalo kopano e tswaletšwe. Ke a leboga.
Siabo.